Good evening. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope everyone's had a great week. This was a busy week. I was so convinced I was going to have the Hong Kong shopping vlog done, and then my week, I don't even know where it went. And at one point, I was like plastering a wall, many walls actually. So this week just went and left. So I apologies for that. I did start going through the raw footage and I've been editing it down a little bit, but I want to take my time with that one, so I'm not going to rush it. So apologies, it's not out as yet. But I'm here, and do you know what else is here? The Batcycle. The Batcycle arrived from Pop Culture. Came early actually, which was a nice surprise. I got it on Monday, so I did a quick just look through the sort of plastic window to make sure things looked okay, but I haven't opened it as yet, so I've been patiently waiting to do that. So very excited to have a look. And I've also brought along the Topo Drifter because I did put that together with the body that came along with the suit. So I'll show you what that looks like just as is. Like, I haven't made any adjustments to it as yet. There is a couple of things that I want to do just to make it look a little bit better, but I thought I'd just show you that initial, what it looks like out of the box, because yeah, it did come in a box. So I thought I'd do that as well, because I will probably have the drifter on the Batcycle, and then I will work out what to do with the Batman figure itself. So I'm back for a second consecutive week. I didn't think I'd be doing another stream so quickly, but here I am. Still have no idea what's happening with Collectors Unite, so I apologize. I hope it'll be back soon. But I'll just keep unboxing stuff in the meantime, because also my 89 Batman Deluxe is en route from Pop Culture as well. So maybe I get that in time for next Friday and I'll be back doing an unboxing with that figure. So we'll see. If people want me to do that, let me know. As I said, I'm doing my best to try to plug the gap while Collectors Unite is on a little bit of a break. But I'm hoping that maybe after Christmas we'll come back. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, I'm streaming. I like to feel like I'm getting a little bit better each time. And I made slides again this week. That's fun. I tried to be really organized, but then every time I thought the slides were done, people kept announcing stuff. So I was thinking, yep, this week I'll keep it to like a 2-hour stream, easy. But with all the things that were announced, I don't know how we're going to go, because then I've also got the Batcycle and the Drifter. So I'll keep going for as long as it takes is basically what I'll do, because as we've all learned, I can talk an awful lot. And there's quite a bit of talk in the chat that always makes me really excited. So thanks to everyone who's here. I always appreciate people coming along and chatting and keeping me company, so it's not just me rattling on to myself. So Toy Collector, every Friday, everyone. Absolutely. Let me know where you guys are, because I always find it so interesting, because I assume most people are in the US, but like we had people in Peru and the UK last week, had someone from Adelaide. I thought that was so cool. TGIF indeed. Bobby Dillon, hello. Lovely to see you. Carlos, good morning, and many happy returns. It was Carlos's birthday earlier this week, so I hope you had a lovely birthday, Carlos. Hope you got some lovely presents and did something fun to celebrate. Ramson fan 79. Hello, how are you doing? Last Friday off, I believe. I hope your rehab is continuing to go really well. We've got some people chatting amongst themselves. That's always really cool. Danny, hi, how are you doing? We've got JB. Hello, Bat Collectors. Well, I'd like to consider myself a Bat Collector. Do love some Batman. Tiny Art Guy, happy Friday, Helen and all. Hello, how are you doing? Very nice. That is one awesome piece, yeah. I'm really excited to see the Batcycle. And it's quite interesting because most of the other vehicles I've owned have been quite big. And then this box would be, I would say, like smaller than a quarter scale figure. So it really is quite a compact vehicle. And I was told it fits in a detox, so I'll be really keen to try that out. But yeah, Batcycle, I'm very excited because Pop Culture, they're going crazy with the sales at the moment. So I hope if you picked up a bargain from Pop Culture, let me know what you got and let me know how insanely cheap it was in your currency, because they're cheap by Australian standards, but I know our currency is not doing too well at the moment. So I think someone was saying, I think like in England, the Shang-Chi characters were like £80 to them, which is just insane. That's so cheap. Gilbert, hello, greetings from the Netherlands. Oh, that's cool. You're like the third YouTube person I know that's from the Netherlands, because Anthony from Figure Posing Channel and Katya as well, who normally watches on the replay, they're from the Netherlands as well, so that's awesome. I think it's like the early afternoon for you guys, isn't it? In Canada, 9:05 a.m. Oh, I do love Canada. I went there for the first time this year. I had an amazing trip. I was in British Columbia and Alberta, and I just thought it was such a beautiful part of the world. I hope I can get back there really soon. Hi, if you don't know me, I stream at Collector Joey and Friends. Oh, cool. Hello. I actually, in my slides, I hope Collector Joey won't mind, and I'm totally going to credit him for them. I borrowed his coming soon slide that he did, because he did these really cool graphics showing what all the upcoming releases were from December, and I thought that was really cool to, I guess, give us a bit of a flavor as to what's coming up. So I will do that at that point in time. But shout out to Collector Joey. I really love people who do those little summaries, because while I'm not getting stuff from Sideshow, I generally order from Australia. It gives me that good indication of what might be coming up in the next couple of months for us here in Australia. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I'm going to assume that's happy birthday. Thank you. Awesome. I'm glad. I thought Cherie walked in. Not yet. She's a bit hyper, so who knows what Cherie will do for us today. Yes, it's 3:10 here. Oh no, Cherie did walk in. It's not just me seeing things. Sometimes I just see this little furry shadow and I have to be on high alert for little Cherie. Last Friday before I go back to work. So far, I'm all good. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Well, then, if you're not here live next week when I unbox the 89, I expect to see you in the replay. I'm telling you, Joey. Well, I have to say, I do credit the people for the stuff, because having worked as a photographer and a journalist, that's my biggest thing. I'm like, I don't mind people sharing, but please credit where you got it from. So it's something that's really important to me. So I hope he doesn't mind. And if he does, he's welcome to tell me off and I will cease and desist. So there is so much news. Like I did these slides and I kept thinking, yep, this is ready. And then people kept announcing stuff. So I'm going to jump into the sort of figure news and the stuff I put together. It's not everything, because I feel like I would be streaming for 8 hours like that guy that Ramstein fan likes to watch. And I don't want to stream for 8 hours, because that would take me into like 4 a.m. or something here, and I don't think anybody wants to see me at 4 a.m. When I haven't had sleep. So let's dive into things. And I'm hoping you guys will be super interactive with me, because I want to know your thoughts on all this stuff that's been announced. And yes, everybody wish Carlos a happy birthday, because he's a good dude and we love having him here in the chat. I missed the live, but I'll catch the replay. I have to say, like, these mega streams, I'm so surprised, because like even with last week's stream, like someone was commenting on it today and I was like, oh my God, like people are like sitting there watching this stream of me talking to myself for a silly amount of time. So yeah, I appreciate everyone who's coming to hang out live or in the replay. I try to respond to everyone in the comments. So appreciate everybody that's giving me their eyeballs and their ears. So we'd love to have you on a guest of Cop or Drop. Yeah, I mean, sure. Like, well, I don't know what time zone you guys are in, but someone message me, because I'm on holidays from work at the moment. So now is probably a really good time to do it, because otherwise it can get a bit tricky with the time difference in Australia. I think it ranges from like 12 to 15 hours time difference. So I've had people ask me and it's like, I'd love to, but I'm at work. But at the moment I'm not. So reach out. That would be cool. Would be very cool. Carlos, always there, being so supportive. Let's not forget to hit the like button for our good friend Helen. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate you, because I always forget to tell people to do that. So 9 p.m. CST. Is that central? I don't know all the time zones in the States, but if it's PM for you, it's probably AM for me. So as I say, at the moment, Friday morning, that would probably work for me. So let's look into that. That sounds like fun. I mean, I've enjoyed having I've streamed with Costa a few times on Points of Articulation. I've got to meet a lot of new people that I haven't streamed with before. So I've really enjoyed that because I just broadening my horizons in the community, which is awesome. So newsy news, because oh my god, there's so much newsy news. So Hot Toys dropped on us today, Tokyo Comic-Con, and we saw a few things that we've previously seen, and there was a few surprises. And I'll be honest, I haven't included all the images. Why? Because you guys know that I don't know what is a previously or not previously released Star Wars figure, so I'm not putting the Star Wars stuff in this. But I kind of put in things that I thought were of interest or things that I could kind of talk about. So if I've not included your IP of choice, I apologize. It's just that as you all know, I don't watch all the things and I'm not aware of all the stuff. But at this convention is where we're going to see the release of these exclusive figures. And I think I've already seen some in-hand footage from Figure Hideout with this Iron Patriot, which is that comic-inspired version of Norman Osborn. And I didn't even know that was a thing till this figure came out. So that's going to be available at the con, as is, I think that's a Kenobi figure on the right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And then we've got a Spider-Man figure as well. So they all look pretty good, interesting. I do like that Iron Patriot's got a really cool color scheme and even that swap out chest piece. So if you want the more traditional sort of square sort of arc reactor, you can have that, or you can have the star. I do think the star looks pretty cool. So these are available. So we'll probably start seeing some in-hand footage of these figures coming up. And of course, I was going to start with Batman and DC. No one's shocked. We all know that's where my heart lies. And this is the second time we've seen this Scarecrow figure from Hot Toys. So there was that post that went around social media, which had a lot of rumors about announcements and releases, and it was eerily accurate. And in that post, someone did say that there was going to be a Scarecrow 2.0, but they said it was going to have the Cillian Murphy head sculpt. So once again, we're seeing this new Scarecrow, but no sign of the head sculpt. So I don't know if that's still just in development, whether that needs some kind of approval. Is that just a rumor? They're not actually going to do the head sculpt of the actor. I don't know. I mean, I would love that. Like, I have the original one, and for me to get a Scarecrow, I would want the head sculpt. I think that's what would put me over the edge to get it. Hot Toys is really getting their money worth out of this base that they've used for Bane, Catwoman, and now Scarecrow. So I'm hoping we get that soon. As I said, they've showed it to us a few times. What I did think was interesting was they didn't wheel out the Clooney Batman and Chris O'Donnell Robin, because I feel like they've taken that to a few events this year, but didn't see it in the photos that they shared so far in the Tokyo Comic-Con. So I don't know if it's just not there or it just wasn't in the images that they've shared. But we've also got the comic Dark Knight, which I did see when I was over in Hong Kong, and that looks really awesome. The Batcycle, which I'm going to open soon enough, and the Battinson and the Bat Signal, and the new Joker, which again I was lucky enough to see in person, and I now have to patiently wait for it to become available in Australia at Pop Culture. So I'm hoping that'll be sooner than later. I don't know, but it'll probably be at least a couple of months away. So I don't know if people in the US are getting it from Sideshow at the moment. I haven't heard. So if you're in America and you know what's happening with that, let me know, because I'd love to know how quickly they are or aren't getting it. Can't wait for Bane and Joker to ship, two of my most anticipated. Yeah. I've said before, I stupidly didn't pre-order Bane because I wasn't doing the 2.0s, and I regret that now. So I'm on the hunt. He hasn't released in Australia yet, so I'm kind of hoping that maybe it comes in stock in Pop Culture. I did join the waitlist at Sideshow. I'm not sure how likely that is or isn't going to convert, but I just went, well, you've got nothing to lose, because if it converts and you've picked one up in Australia, you can always just not take it. But yeah, I hope so, because it looks very good. And even in Hong Kong, I looked around for Bane everywhere and just couldn't find it. He was nowhere to be found. So the few things I saw were like ads on Carousel, but they sounded more like pay a deposit and we'll get it. And I was like, no, I don't have time for deposits and pre-orders and stuff. I'm just visiting. But yeah, these 2.0s from the Dark Knight line, they've been pretty good. The Joker is a huge improvement over their last ones. Bane's looking really good. I know Catwoman, that head sculpt, some people don't love it, but I think the Scarecrow is looking like, guy in a suit, but I think the tailoring's looking really nice. I love the bats that are coming out of the diorama backdrop. I think that's really cool. So yeah, I hope we get this. And as I say, I hope it's got that Cillian Murphy head sculpt, because I think that would just be a great way to cap it off. And then you've got that choice of how you want to display him, which I always think is cool. So moving along to Marvel, and my goodness, is it the first time that we're seeing this Mr. Knight, or did I just miss it? Because that's what my eye went to straight away when I saw this image. And I don't know, is Hot Toys going to make this? Is this one of their, having a poke at third-party figures, but they're not actually going to do it? Because I know So Toys did make one, and people seem to be pretty happy with that. But I know a lot of people would prefer to have an official Hot Toys figure rather than a third-party one. So I thought this looked really cool. The Oscar Isaac head sculpt looked really nice as well. So we'll see. Time will tell. So that was the thing that jumped out to me the most. We got another look at the God of Stories Loki. That's looking really nice. Daredevil, but no She-Hulk, which is kind of interesting. And Shuri, who I have to give a shout out at the back, because we all know I love Shuri, the character and the furry little menace that's running around somewhere in my house. So yeah, quite interesting that these were, I think some quite old Marvel figures, and some stuff that, like Captain Carter, like that's pretty bargain basement from pop culture. So we've got some stuff here that hasn't really set the world on fire. So yeah, interesting to see. But this Mr. Knight, I think, is something that people are going to have their eye out for, to see if Hot Toys does actually bite the bullet and make it. So continuing on with Marvel, and of course, the Captain America Strike Suit 2.0, we'll talk about that a bit more in the news segment, but that was a huge announcement this week. But we're also seeing this Howard Potts figure again. So are they going to make it? Are they not? It'll be interesting to see. I feel like a Tony Stark in a suit is a pretty easy kit bash for a lot of people to do, and I think a third-party company might have done this. So I don't know if this is just Hot Toys just making it for the sake of making it, or whether they actually have an intent to release it. It'll be interesting to see. Because, yeah, places like Topo, they do the Tony Stark suits. I think Pop Toys has done some as well. I think most people have a Tony Stark head sculpt spare. So it'll be interesting to see if they do make it. But with this one, my eye totally went to that Artisan Black Widow. She looks amazing. I'm totally bummed that this is purely an Artisan and we're not getting a standard release. I think it would have been really nice to have had more opportunity to pick up Natasha, but I am still hoping the Avengers 1.0 gets a 2.0 treatment, because I think it dearly needs it. So I'm going to quickly have a look at the chat. Yeah, patiently waiting for the Joker sculpted version from Sideshow, but it's taking forever. Yeah, I didn't think I had heard people had received it from Sideshow. It's really hard to predict at the moment, because sometimes it feels like you guys are getting stuff not that long after Hong Kong, and other times there seems to be a bit of a delay. So I can't work out the pattern. I don't know if anybody else worked it out, but if you have, let me know, because I'd love to know. I paid my shipping from Sideshow this week, so Bane should be shipping soon from them. Oh, okay, that's good to know. So I'll keep checking my inbox feverishly, because that's how I got the John Wick exclusive. I had joined the wait list, and then that converted quite a while ago. So I can't see many people cancelling Bane, and I just don't know if they're getting extra stock or not. And I think pop culture, just the way they've had to discount so many figures, I can really see them not getting a lot of excess stock, because, you don't want to be selling stuff at probably close to cost for them. That's not a fun exercise. Yeah, that Mr. Knight looks cool. It does. Looks very cool. Mr. Knight is new. Okay, cool. I have the So-So version. That is excellent. Yeah, I mean, and I feel like that So-So one's been out for a little while. So it'll be interesting, because how has that suit held up, Carlos? Because I think it was the So-So Kingpin that had that issue of yellowing, didn't it? So how is the suit on your Mr. Knight holding up? Is that still looking okay, or has that started to have any kind of discoloring? Because I hope it hasn't, but I'm curious to know because I know the Kingpin figure did have some issues. Sure, he's just walking around behind me. Um, Pack photos. What's up, y'all? We're good. We're hanging out and chatting about figures. How are you? We've got Jazzy morning, evening. How you doing? So much chat. I love it. Can't move with my back seat up today. Oh no, so a relief you're live again this afternoon. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. I've had my own little issues with back pain, but nothing that bad. So I know how much it sucks. So rest up. I hope you've got some nice pain relief or maybe like a heat pack or something on your back to help you relax a bit. But yeah, no, we'll be live for a little while. I don't know how long because there's so much news to get through and stuff to unbox. So hopefully I can keep you entertained and get your mind off it for a little while. But yeah, I hope you're feeling better soon. Bobby, the third party set was decent. Even came with a Mark 50 glove. Okay, with the blue flame when he's cutting through the vault. There you go. Okay. I'm trying to remember who made that because there was the because someone did the Captain America as well with that sort of military suit from when they go to get the Pym particles, I think. I don't trust Hot Toys like the Hawkeye TV show. It was teased, yeah. 4 years later, nothing. Never announced a pre-order. Yeah, I still don't understand how you don't make a Hawkeye character from a show called Hawkeye. That is perplexing to me. I don't get it. And it was a more comic accurate suit as well, which is my understanding. So I'm surprised because personally, I feel like if that was me, I would have made a 2-pack with Clint and Kate and Lucky, the pizza dog, and that's it. And then that way, it's like if you want either, well, you've got to get both. So I miss the days of the 2-pack. I feel like that's just not really a thing that Hot Toys is doing anymore. But I did think it was cool when they used to do the 2-packs, but I sadly think they are a relic of the past. I've pre-ordered Black Widow. Oh, lucky you. So excited to get her in my collection. Yeah, I would be too. Like, she looks amazing. And the hair, like, you know, the hair on that Artisan Joker's looking really good. So I'm keen to see how they go with Natasha. I'm hoping that suit is a much nicer fabric than what we saw in some of those early figures. Surely it has to be. But yeah, I'm jealous. Like, good for you. I hope you love it when you get it. I just want 2.0s of Alien, Terminator, and Predator. Well, they showed some, I think it was Alien Romulus. They showed the female character. Who was it? Was it Ramstein fan that was hoping when we talked about the I don't know the name, the creature thing last week? And I remember, I think it was Ramstein fan who was like, oh, I hope they make the female character. And I thought I saw that in these pictures as well. So as I say, I didn't include everything because I was like, to show things I can't talk to, I'm like, well, you know, who wants to watch that? I don't know. Maybe you do. Like, I think some people like listening to me talk about the Star Wars. No one likes to hear me talk about the Star Wars. But yeah, I mean, some Predator stuff, maybe. I saw all those figures at Secret Base and I thought they looked really cool. So yeah, hopefully get some more 2.0s. I have him in a detoff and he still looks nice and white. I hope he holds well for a long time. That's cool. So that's Carlos's Mr. Knight from So Toys. So I'm glad that's turned out well and you've not had any problems with it, because I feel so sad when people get a new figure and there's issues and stuff is going wrong with it. So I'm glad yours is holding up really well. Luminara, hello. Lovely to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. This is so cool. I'm so happy how many people are here having a chat. No 2.0 Winter Soldier. Well, I got to think if we saw Cap that Bucky is coming. And I just keep thinking Bucky would be great for an artisan, but also give us a standard release as well. Because I feel like give us proper leather outfit, or at least something that's a lot more durable than that original figure. I think the length of Sebastian Stan's hair in that movie would be really nice. But I'm keen to see, because I'm pretty sure it was the 10th year anniversary of Captain America Winter Soldier this year. So I know that's not how Hot Toys works, but I'm always like, oh, this would be the time if you were going to announce stuff. I can't think they're making Cap and not making Bucky. I just think so many people would want a 2.0 of Bucky. I'd take a 2.0 even of that Falcon, like if you could give us with some seamless arms, because I worry about those jointed elbows. I had him in a pose where he was like using the guns and it felt afterwards like those elbows were really hard to bend. Even that Black Widow figure, like I think the suit looks really nice, but I think the head sculpt, like the face, could use a little bit of improvement because she's got that dead eye stare. Yeah, if they did 2.0s of those, I think I'd be in. So Howie Claus, I said this last week, I'd say it again. Howard Chan, who I'm now calling Howie Claus, he wants our hearts, minds, and wallets for Christmas this year. So I can't think that we're not getting Bucky at some point. Wonder why Bane is so hard to get. Miss him. I just think so many people jumped on the pre-orders. I just think so many people did, and it's funny because people are like, oh, why are they making Dark Knight stuff? It's like, well, it keeps selling, and people who are new to collecting, are you gonna chase an old one that everyone criticizes because it's too small? I mean, I never had an issue with it. So you've got that opportunity to get a new version if you're a new collector, or an improved one. So yeah, as I say, I feel very silly for not pre-ordering that one. So yeah, it's Rain and the Romulus Xenomorph. Xenomorph, that's the one. I have not seen any of the aliens. That's what I was talking about. Okay. We got there in the end. There we go. So it was you, Ramstein fan. Okay, my memory's not that bad. That's really good. And no Naru, only feral predator. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. The Broke Collector. Hello. I hope they make that Rain figure. I would have to get 2. Okay, one for me and one for my daughter. She went as Rain for Halloween. That's cool. Yeah, I hear people getting figures for kids, and I'm talking young kids, like 5 and 6 years old, and I'm like, I feel like that's going to end in tears, and like not the kids' tears, like your tears, because if your kid is very young, I don't know that they will that expensive Hot Toys figure, because you got to remember in Australia they're around $500 for a lot of these figures, and I would not be buying a $500 figure for a child personally. That's how I roll. I don't know what these characters are, but I hope you get it. I hope they make it for you. New collectors getting it easy. Most figures have excellent proportions. Nice telling, they'll never know the struggles, right? This is the thing, and I mean, I bought the new Two-Face. Not new. It's not new now. New to me. I bought the Two-Face 2.0, which I was never gonna get. But then you look at it and you just see the difference in the tailoring and the paint applications and all that stuff. And you're just like, and I got it for so cheap. It's like, how could you not? And that's the thing. You see such a difference between newer figure and older figures as well. So yeah, people that have come in now have also probably been really lucky of getting so many bargains. Because I know for me, things like the Avengers one, Hawkeye, they used to be like, back then, $500 Australian. Like, it was a hard to find figure. It was so expensive. Like the DX11 used to be such an expensive figure. Yeah, some things just used to have such a sky high price in that secondary market as well. The old Bane holds up with the jacket on. Yeah, I think so too. I've had him with the jacket on and I think he looks great. I've never had a problem with him. God, no, we couldn't afford that. We painted some old Nike Force high tops, red accents. I don't know if that's about a figure or something else. Have I missed something? Maybe. Hi, Helen. Hi, Big Rib. How are you? Thanks for joining us. Got quite a few people here, which is awesome. Bobby. Oh, from Prey. They made the feral predator, but not Naru, the main protagonist, played by Amber Midthunder. God, these streams always reiterate just how many movies I haven't seen, so I apologize. I have big gaps in my knowledge, so it's part of my charm, right? No problem. Helen, it's from Terminator 3 and Naru's from Prey. Terminator 3, okay. That's not the new one with Emilia Clarke, is it? I'm so behind in all this movie watching. Like, during my time off from work, I was like, I'm going to catch up on all these things, and did I? No, I didn't catch up on anything. Hello, love from Germany. Germany, that's cool. I don't think I've had anybody from Germany in the chat before. Welcome. I think it's afternoon for you, so good afternoon. Lovely to have you with us. Picked up President Loki the other day for 150 brand new. The tailoring difference between now and 2012 is insane, right? And I've said this before, like those Loki figures from the TV series, They're beautiful. And even the Tom Holland head sculpts are really nice. And they have been going for so cheap. There's some bargain. That whole Loki line is like the Sylvie figure's great. The classic Loki's good. Um, yeah, I think if you liked that show, those figures are all like there's no bad figures in that collection. I've benefited from getting my endgame figures in some case at £100 each on eBay. Wow, that's cheap. Yeah, I think the only time I've bought something new for $100 Australian was the Two Face I got in Hong Kong because they were practically giving it away at Rebel Base. So I said, give it to me. When I started collecting, my daughters would help me handle and wouldn't help pose for pictures. My oldest was 3 and youngest was 1. They were so good with them. Well, that's good. I'd be too nervous. I just wouldn't, as I say, like, I know this guy here in Perth and he's got all these Spider-Man figures for his son who's like 5 or 6. And I'm just like, I just feel so nervous about that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I would do that. I'd probably be like, here's a Marvel Legend or a Funko Pop. Have fun. Have fun with that. Ash Chase, good evening. Oh, it's probably morning for you. What's up, plastic crackheads? I think that's Ash's signature line. So welcome. Thank you for joining me. Nice to have a fellow Aussie staying up late in the chat with me. Helen, before you catch up on anything, have you seen Tarantino flicks before? I saw Pulp Fiction many moons ago. I have to say, like, whenever I think of Pulp Fiction, I think of that scene where, like, they really jab the needle, and it's a bit odd for me. Have I seen anything else? God, I don't know. It's probably easier, like, what I haven't seen is a long, long list of things. It is what it is. You got to expand your film horizons. I know. In my defense, I had immigrant parents that ran businesses, so I was like child labor for most of my young life. So there was not going to the movies and doing stuff like that. And now I don't know. I get to things eventually. I've always said I'll either watch something as soon as it comes out or like never. There's no in between with me. I wait for my Bane. It's the last piece I need for my Dark Knight collection. That's awesome. Love a Dark Knight collection. Very jealous that you're getting Bane. So many comments in the chat. It's all good, yeah. I do and don't apologize for my lack of knowledge. Got some chat happening. Oh, I'm from Germany too and new to collecting the Dark Knight. Secured Bane 2.0, Joker DX32, and 2.0 Armory. I pray for that tease Joker and I hope In-Art will do Batman and proper Catwoman. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a great line to collect. And with the Armory, I'm assuming it's the original one that's coming out. And I want one of those updated Batmans, but you have to get like an Armory with them. And I don't want another Armory. But yeah, I hope we get that Scarecrow. I hope we get it with the Cillian Murphy head sculpt. And look, I don't know. I'm so not sure what to think about In-Art at the moment because if they make a Catwoman, when's it coming out? I feel like so many posts I've seen lately have just been QC issues with that Batman figure. So I was once excited, but now I'm just a little bit sort of nervous and apprehensive about them. So I don't know. Like, I'd love them to make it. I'd love it to be awesome because my older one, I think, is it's holding up, but I don't know for how long. That outfit does make me a little bit nervous. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll surprise and delight us with an awesome Anne Hathaway Catwoman. Django? I'm assuming that's how you say it. Unchained is a much watch. Oh, everybody says that to me about everything, Danny. And I'm like, I'm never going to catch up on everything people tell me to watch. I'm just trying to catch up with the chat at this point in time. Helen, you won't know who this character is, lol, but Exo6 Savick arrived this morning. Gorgeous. Is that Star Trek? Because I think that's what Exo6 makes, right? I don't know a lot about Star Trek, but I have seen AJ Agrusa. He collects the Star Trek figures, and I've seen the photos of his collection, and it looks like, I don't know them, but it looks like a very visually interesting line. Like, the characters have some pretty interesting outfits, and there's some really vibrant colors, so that's cool. I'm assuming it's Star Trek. Still waiting for my suits from In-Art. Yeah, so many people are waiting from everything from In-Art. Was it Kit? Was it this week or last week that Kit said all of the Batmans are going to be released in the next week? And that just makes me nervous for QC issues because I'm kind of worried they're rushing everything to get it out the door before Chinese New Year. And I feel like that's when problems arise. So I hope you get yours and I hope it comes okay. I wish I knew someone in Australia that had ordered from Pop Culture because they stocked that. And I've got no gauge about whether did Pop Culture get their stock quite early? Are people still waiting for it? Like, I'd love to know if like anyone in Australia has ordered Superman from InArt from Pop Culture and whether you've got it already, because I know people have ordered things like the Batman from Sugo Toys, which is also in Australia, and they're still waiting. Like, they're still waiting for it to come from Sugo Toys, so that's crazy to me. Give me everything Deadpool, yes. Well, I mean, I think there's a lot coming from Deadpool coming up. JazzInc Catwoman, that's the thing I want. Yeah, I've got one on pre-order and I'm hoping it'll be awesome, so fingers crossed. I think the 40 people in the chat can back me up on Django Unchanged. Get yourself some wine and a nice dinner experience. Well, I don't drink wine, so there you go. More unpopular opinions from Helen. I don't drink beer, wine, or soft drink, so I'm just here to offend everyone with my unpopular opinions on everything to do with life. I'd get the Armory 2.0 if, or would it, yeah. Was that would or wouldn't? What do you think about the 2.0 Catwoman from Hot Toys? Ain't too impressed. Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about that head sculpt. It didn't look great to me. But then would I have it without the mask? I don't know, because I have had the mask on my original one. I just didn't think it was enough of an improvement for me to want to buy that. And again, I was the wait for InArt, see what they do. So I'm going to, unless that 2.0 comes up like ridiculously cheap, I don't think I'll get the Hot Toys one because I just didn't feel like it was as much of an improvement as we've seen with like the Joker and Bane, whereas I think the quality of those just went up a lot. Yep, Star Trek, 10 points. Wouldn't, yeah, those armories look exactly the same to me, so I don't really feel like I need the Bruce with the brace either. Like, I've got quite a few Bruce Waynes, so I'll leave it at that. Good day, 6 Scale Shiro. Cheers, hello. How you doing? Thank you for joining me. Carlos, he's my personal hype man. 41 people watching. Please make sure to hit the like button. Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate you keeping people honest and throwing me some likes because I do appreciate it. We've got another. I'm still waiting on InArt soups from InArt. Yeah, I think a lot of people are, Hayes. I think a lot of people are. I don't recall, my memory's not as good as yours. I don't know how good my memory is sometimes. Do you have Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch? I don't. I don't have either of them. I have no Doctor Strangers in my collection because my space is a bit limited at the moment. So everybody see The Magnificent Tale of Shuri? So I don't. So the only Scarlet Witch I have is in my A-Force display, and I currently have the Age of Ultron one, but I am getting the sculpted Endgame version, so I'll upgrade that at that time. But you know what? When I was in Hong Kong, I liked that Iron Strange. I was like, oh, this was the bad thing, seeing things in person, because I think when you see the pictures, you can be pretty dismissive of, no, I don't want it. But when you see them in person, you're like, oh my God, like, this is amazing. So, yeah, it's hard not to get tempted. How sick does that Mr. Nighthead sculpt look? I know, right? I've got a close-up picture as well. Sorry, I've been on this slide forever. Yeah, and I brought this up because they gave us like a close-up picture of it as well. And I was just going, and other people said this as well, I don't think we've seen this before. And it's quite interesting because Moon Knight has to have been a couple of years ago, right? Like, that wasn't like, don't think it was last year. Pretty sure it was the year before, if that. So this was new, different. I don't know. Are they doing a season 2? I haven't really heard much on the Moon Knight front, but I've got to think there's a lot of people that would be interested in this figure if they made it. Yeah, I thought it looked really nice likeness to Oscar Isaacs. 2.0 Cat is amazing. I love it. Awesome. Anthony Stanfield, hello. Thanks for joining us. Goodness, there's so many comments. I feel like I'm always so slow at getting through them. So sorry, guys, just me nattering on. Received my Artisan Joker 2 days ago. Totally incredible. My vote for Figure of the Year. Well, first of all, lucky you. I'm totally jealous that you have that. And yeah, I think it's incredible. And I tend to agree. I know everyone's like, oh, Heath Ledger Joker, but It's beautiful. I thought the rooted hair on the Hot Toys one was a lot nicer than the in art. And you know what I love? That base is so impressive. You've got the light up logo, and I love that they've got the little foot peg in. So rather than magnets, which I know is what they're doing with Cap, and I have mixed views on that, but I think that's a statue thing. I think Bob was telling me that's a statue thing where they have the little peg in the base for you to sort of peg the figure into. So you've got that, you don't have the crotch grabber, but then I feel like that foot peg, I'd have more confidence in that than magnets. So that's awesome. Yeah, the price I've seen that go for is just insane. Like people selling that for like 1,300 Australian dollars, which is twice the price of the rooted one, which I don't think I can do. Justin, g'day, how you doing? Late stream for us Aussies. Hope you've been doing well. Love the Hong Kong videos. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, look, it's well, later for you because you're in Melbourne, right? So my goodness, what are you I'm assuming the baby has gotten you up at this time, because what is it for you? Like 1:30 a.m. That's crazy late. But welcome. Nice to see you. And yeah, was lucky enough to go to Hong Kong, and I did use your videos as a bit of research as to the malls to check out. So thank you for that. I had an amazing time, and as you probably know, like what a feast it is, particularly if you're into kit bashing and you're wanting loose parts and pieces. I absolutely shopped till I dropped, and I hope I can go back there again because it was just an awesome time. I really loved Hong Kong from both a tourist perspective and a shopping perspective. It was amazing. So yeah, absolutely loved Hong Kong. Would recommend it to anyone who wants to go. Cap's cargo side pockets needs to be flush, not like he has candy in his pockets. Well, I mean, what kind of candy? Is it Twix? I love Twix. See, these are the things I realize sometimes that, I don't know, maybe I'm just easily impressed because like the pockets just, I didn't really notice them. So pop culture is beating me up right now. I got some killer deals way cheaper than here in the States. Yeah. Well, I was not buying a Batcycle, and then here I am. I was like not doing any of the Battens and stuff. And then the sales just keep following me. Like it didn't end in Hong Kong. Like I got the Pattinson Batman for like 40% off. The Batcycle, I think, ended up being like 200 Australian dollars cheaper than the regular, the recommended retail price. So yeah, there's deals at Pop Culture, and like you get the reward points as well. So yeah. And particularly if you're in the US, like that exchange rate is totally in your favor. I'd be interested to know, is it expensive postage wise? Because we get free postage in Australia if you buy something over $100. So I'd be interested to know how expensive it is, because the John Wick I'm getting from Sideshow, I think that's going to cost me maybe like $60 or $70 Australian to ship. So I think that's maybe $50 US, something like that. I really like this cap. Was an easy order for me. Yeah. And I was surprised by the price, because on Pop Culture, this was like $500, but then with the pre-order discount, I think it's $450. So you can stack another $50 reward off and get it for $400, which I thought was well priced. I thought it looks really good. I'm so behind on the chats. I'm so sorry, guys. Lots of talk on possible second season, but nothing concrete unless something in the chat has otherwise. Okay. So that's about Moon Knight. Interesting. Because I wasn't sure as well, was he going to pop up in something else? Was it just in his own? Like, you never know with these Marvel crossovers. How's it going to go? Got a few people saying good day to Justin. That's cool. Sorry, came in late. Are they releasing 2.0 some of these figures? Yeah, the Cap is getting a 2.0 for the strike suit. The Mr. Knight is a new figure. So I'll go back. Oh my God, I've not gotten far through this slide. This is going to be another 3-hour stream, isn't it, everyone? So we've got the Moon Knight, but then at the Tokyo Comic Con, they've showed this Mr. Knight, which has caught us all by surprise, and we think this is the first time we've seen it. So I think that's a figure people are going to get quite excited for. And then Cap, yep, 2.0 is already up for pre-order on Sideshow and Pop Culture. So that's very cool. It's going to be a party unboxing of Batcycle on Carlos's birthday. God, if I ever get to it, goodness. I was like, this will be a 2-hour stream. No, it's going to be a 3-hour stream again, isn't it? That Mr. Knight is definitely a dopo. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to feel that way about it. Just surprises me. I mean, it shouldn't surprise me. I've been collecting these things for long enough, but again, like I miss the days of 2-packs. Like, why not do this as a 2-pack? I don't think people would have been mad about a 2-pack of Mr. Knight and Moon Knight being together. Totally the best for kit bashing and finding random parts. Staying up to get the Darth Revan video out. Oh, but it's super slow processing. Oh goodness. Yeah, I found being in Australia, there's definitely times in the day where YouTube processes things a bit quickly than others. But you'll probably appreciate this, Justin. Of all the random things I saw in Hong Kong, in one of the shops, I saw the Molecule 8 John Lennon head sculpts, which like just blew my mind. Of all the things, like I kind of knew, oh, you could see anything in Hong Kong, but I was like, really? John Lennon Molecule 8 head sculpts? But the thing that got me as well was the prices. Like some of the kit bash parts I got, the prices, and now looking at websites and knowing how much things were in Hong Kong and seeing what we pay for them now, it's a little bit hard when you know how big some of those markups are because just, yeah, I love Australia, but God, we pay through the nose for absolutely everything. Is that a Twix in your pocket? You're just happy to see me? Well, in Hong Kong, they had hazelnut Twix. It was like a Twix and a Ferrero Rocher had a baby. And I may have gone to the 7-Eleven next to my hotel and like cleared out the shelf before I left. And I'm not sorry about it because they're now in my fridge and they're bloody delicious. Hey, Miss Allison. Hello, Akira. Haven't talked Star Wars yet. Believe it or not, there is a Star Wars slide coming up if I ever get up to it. My goodness, the chat. I got Doc Brown from Pop Culture too. Was a great deal. Yeah, everything's a great deal at Pop Culture at the moment. I want the Artists in edition too, but I have the in-art deluxe version, but I want the J&D version of the Joker. I think the J&D version of the Joker, is it really? I don't know how I feel about the silicone and stuff like that. J&D's been very quiet on their 6-scale stuff, so I don't know, but yeah, it's a big price point, and I think with silicone, I don't know. Some people think it's the way of the future, but I don't know how I feel about it and how durable I think it's going to be, and I think it's harder to get details in silicone as well, so happy to be wrong. I got the Bark Speeder from Pop Culture long after they sold out elsewhere. The exchange rate was great, plus shipping to the US made the entire purchase cheaper than I'd got it from Sideshow. Well, there you go. We'll probably see Moon Knight and Secret Wars. Maybe. I mean, I can't think that most of these characters that got Disney Plus shows aren't appearing elsewhere. You know, I always think Marvel has a plan with all that. Hey, what will you be getting from this Comic-Con? Well, I'm hoping Scarecrow with a Cillian Murphy head sculpt. That's what I'm hoping. And I think this cap, I love the look of this cap. I think I need to upgrade mine because the photos they showed of the original to this 2.0 was a huge improvement. And I'll be honest, in these situations, like I feel happy as a collector, but I do feel for people that paid a lot of money to get that endgame exclusive version because back in the day, you never really thought an exclusive would be re-released or wider released, whereas Howie Claus is just making his own rules. We don't ever know what to expect with him anymore. I fell asleep on the Moon Knight figures by Hot Toys and third parties. At least I'll try to grab Mr. Knight. Yeah, I mean, that Moon Knight's beautiful. I've seen Iron Logan do some great poses with him. He looks like a really good figure. I'm almost at the end of the comments. Pop Culture postage is about 25 to 50 depending on PC. I don't know what that is, or weight, I guess. Even with that, since the price figure's so low, sometimes postage isn't really that bad. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. Exchange rate also helps you guys. Oh, wow, Molecule 8, what a throwback, right? Probably leftovers from the factory when the company went under. Oh, maybe. And they ended up on the market. The figures I scored in Hot Toys last time were cheap as not. Yeah. I got 3 figures for what the price of one would be here in Australia. Like I went to Toy Hunters and they had a 50% off sale. So I got Valkyrie for like 165 Australian. I got Kate Bishop for the same. And I got the Two-Face exclusive, which they still had at Rebel Base for like $100 Australian. No, $100 US, 150 Australian, I think it was. Which was insane. Like and all the parts I bought, like I bought head sculpts, I bought accessories, I bought so many things. And it was a pittance compared to what I would have paid for it all here in Australia. I agree. Shipping from Australia can be very cheap, even in the States. In Arizona. I was in Arizona earlier this year. It was freaking hot. The Phoenix Mercury are my favorite basketball team. I don't know if you're into sports, but I went to the WNBA All-Star game and it was, I think it was like 117 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 48 degrees Australian, and they were handing out free bottles of water to people on the street because it was that hot. So that was crazy. The price is a thing, but it looks so good. They all look so good. Oh my goodness, I'm not getting through these slides. I'm so sorry. Hot Toys kind of played dirty with this cap release after the other version. Yeah, I do. I feel bad for people when this happens. Like, it's great for the rest of us, but those people who paid that high price, there is a part of me that's like, oh, that really stings. It really does. We have a rule: if there's a figure I've been after and I see it Hong Kong and the price starts with a 1, that's an instant cop. Yeah. I had to put in so many rules for myself because I could have bought so much more stuff. Like, things that were so long sold out here were just sitting there and I had to go, no, the suitcase needs to close. Thinking about picking up 2 Mr. Knights and possibly using the sculpt on a Snowseeder Luke body with a few tweaks would be great. Fill in oh, that's right, because he's a Star Wars dude as well. I feel like someone has said that. Clearly not my own knowledge, but there you go. That's the thing. I love it. I mean, you could probably even pick up, it's probably going to be a lot of competition, but places like Toy Anxiety, they part out the head sculpts. But I've just noticed that, because I guess a lot more people have discovered Toy Anxiety. It's like a freaking competitive sport to try to get stuff on there when it drops. My goodness. Like, I wanted like a Yelena head sculpt. And A, you couldn't get it, and B, because it was selling out so quickly, they were selling them for like 120 US. And I'm like, at that point, I may as well just buy myself a second figure. Like, that's not a good deal for me. 117 is a walk in the park for me now. Goodness. Okay, back to the slides, because I'm up to slide 5 and I've got about 20, and my dream of a 2-hour stream is over. That is not happening. And then we saw some stuff from HONO. So interesting. So when I was in Hong Kong, there was not a lot of HONO on display. I saw the Wolverine a couple of times and that was it. And I have to be honest, I really thought we'd see more from Hot Toys in this HONO line. Like, there's been nothing from DC, and I always felt like Batman the Animated Series might be a cool IP for HONO to tackle. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would be something cool for HONO to tackle. But they haven't. They're very much just stuck within Marvel. So I'm not sure if that's the one lane that is HONO and don't expect anything aside from Marvel. But it is what it is. As I said, I just think those characters where there's not an actor's likeness, I think HONO could do so many figures. And I mean, I know they say entry level. I don't really know that the pricing is particularly entry level. I think they're around $300 in Australia, which is still, I think, a little bit pricey, but we'll see. So we saw some HONO as well. And again, apologies. I know they showed Star Wars and all these other IPs. Me trying to work out what's new and what's not, I just was like, this stream will go for 3 days if I do that. So just showed the things that I thought were interesting to me from the Tokyo Comic Con. But if you want to see more of the pictures, check out the Hot Toys page. They shared a bunch of images from the booth there. And as I said, there was the 3 figures that you could get at the convention. There was a Kenobi, there was the Iron Patriot, and a Spider-Man figure. So keep an eye out, because I'm sure some of the different YouTubers in Asia will start showing us some footage. And I think Figure for Hideout already has his Iron Patriot. So I'm positive I saw a short either on YouTube or Instagram, reel on Instagram, of that. So keep an eye out. Hats off to you. You have more control than I would have. Look, I guess I reached a point where I was like, if I have to pay for another bag to check in, it's no longer economical. So my thing was like, everything has to fit in your luggage. Did I have to buy another carry-on piece of luggage? Yes, because I'm the one person that doesn't take 2 giant carry-on things. So I bought a roller, and all my clothes and stuff went into that carry-on roller because the suitcase was full of... I even bought Lego. I bought like a piranha plant from Mario Brothers, and I was like, oh my God, stop. You need to stick to your 6-scale lane. That Doom should have been HONO. Yeah, I think a lot of things could be in the HONO line. I don't know. as I said, I would love to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'd love to see some Batman animated series. I think there's just so much more they could do with HONO. And how long's HONO been around for? Has it been around a year? Not a lot of releases or announcements in the old HONO line. So I always thought they'd get the base body sorted for HONO and then just mix and match parts. Okay, interesting. Change up the outfits and make a bunch of characters cheaply. Animated Batman could be 100% reused. Yeah. I mean, it's not like they haven't made a few Batman figures, right? I just think it would have been interesting to see them do some DC stuff, given particularly that the cinematic universe is not doing much. There's still a lot of DC fans out there. I think you could have still been getting some hype and some sales for those DC fans by using the HONO line. But yeah, HONO needs to announce a proper Cyclops. Yeah, X-Men. X-Men's another thing. More characters in the X-Men line. Hey guys. Hey Mark, how you doing? Nice to see you live in the chat. Get the TMNT from NECA, but they're quarter scale, right? I don't think they're 6 scale. And I think there's a couple of them at Pop Culture, but I feel like they came out a while ago, and I don't know that you can get all of them for retail anymore. Even the Turtles, like you said, make one body and recoup the cost on R&D by using all. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, the Turtles, it's what? Different belts, different sort of masks, and then you've got some slight variation on the shading of the turtle skin. But yeah, like the base figures are the same. So I don't get it, HONO. It makes sense and it doesn't. So yeah, I think there's more than Marvel. So we'll see what they do in the future. What do I have next? Cap. Let's talk about Cap 2.0. As I said, Howie Claus, he wants your heart, mind, and your wallet for Christmas this season. I was genuinely surprised by this, because I thought if we were going to get a 2.0 from the Winter Soldier movie, I thought it was going to be the Winter Soldier. I would have thought they would lead with that. We all know that suit has been problematic. People would love to see rooted hair for the guy. But they led with Cap. And as I said earlier, I've got to think that Bucky is coming. I can't think that they just do Cap and they don't do a new Bucky. So if they do Bucky, I hope it's artisan. I hope we get a standard release with it as well. But some interesting developments with Cap. So they've gone a magnetic base, which is a little bit different from Hot Toys. Be interested to see how they do it. I don't use the magnetic bases. I've got the In-Art Joker and I have it on a crotch grabber because I don't trust my ability to balance it and not have it fall. But it looks really nice. Like, I think, the last Steve Rogers head sculpts, they did look really good. I think this is even better as well. I know people have mixed views on the swap out mouthpieces for the helmeted Cap. I know I've seen many memes, but there's a neutral one. So if you don't like one of the more expressive ones, you don't have to use it. I know for me personally, all the Caps I have at the moment have their helmets on. So I would probably display this with the head sculpt, just to change it up and make it a little bit different in my display. So yes, as we said, aforementioned controversial mouthpieces that people have problems with. But you know what? Like, we're getting choices. And back in the day, you would have gotten just a sculpted head, no swap out pieces. We'll see. Will they change them? I don't know. Hot Toys and revisions, it's a guessing game. But I can totally picture customizers doing other swap out mouths like we've seen for the 89 Keaton. So as I say, I think it looks really nice. The proportions are much improved. Both of the head sculpts have rolling eyeballs. So this is what you're going to get with Cap. You've got the magnetic base. You've got the sculpts both have rolling eyepieces. As I say, the body looks a lot better. They talk about Shield with 2 different posing options. I feel like all the Caps have had 2 different posing options. But you know what I will say? I will always never understand why they moved away from the magnetic shield. Because I used to have the Age of Ultron Cap, and I thought the best thing about that thing, like, it looked great, but don't get me wrong, but the magnetic shield was so awesome because those shields on the straps on the Cap shields break. They always break. It's not a matter of if, but when. I wish they had done magnets for the shield, not just the base. Like, if you wanted to go magnetic, do that, because it made it so great. You didn't have to have a little clip to get the shield sitting on his back. It sat quite flush with the magnet. Having it on the forearm, it was a great little bit of technology, and they did it once and never did it again. And I don't understand why. I don't know if it was problematic. I personally only sold that figure recently, so I had it for a long time, and the magnets were never a problem for me. So I don't understand why they went away from it, because I just think it was just such a nice way to do it with the magnets. HONO are following the Hot Toys business practice as well. I mean, they are one and the same. I can't believe they called this a 2.0, completely ignoring the exclusive. This should have been a 3.0, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point as well. Yeah, I do. I feel for people that paid a lot of money. And this is, like, I know people like resellers are great because you can get stuff, but I'm like, the prices I see people pay, and then are things holding their value? I don't know that they are, so I have very mixed feelings. Hear me out, guys. There are way too many Spidey skins. Collectors need villains too, not just Venom. Yeah? I mean, I think in some cases, villains are a little bit underdone, and I don't know if it's just they don't sell as well. I feel like Thanos has been a pretty bargain bin character for a while, and he was, main villain in the MCU. So I don't know. Do they just not sell as well? I don't know, but I agree. I like the villains. If I want a line, I want everyone. I missed out on the exclusive version, so I'm glad I could get this one. Yeah, I think a lot of people are in that same boat. Yep. Toy collectors the same. Yeah, I think it will turn out really good as well. Not a fan of this Cap's head sculpt. It doesn't look like Chris Evans. Oh, really? You don't think so? Don't think this looks like Chris Evans. Okay. Interesting. This was the conversation I had with people last week with the John Wick figure. I thought that head sculpt looked really great, and apparently no one on Facebook thought it looked like him. I'm not interested in Marvel and DC, only Star Wars and iconic characters from classic film franchises. Fair enough. Everyone likes something different, and that's okay. I like the black suit Captain promo version. That was top notch back then. Yeah, I used to have that as well. I really liked that, but I had a lot of standalone Cap figures, and then I moved them on. So my black suit Cap now lives at Iron Logan's house. Fun fact. So I can't hold this expression all day. Oh, goodness. Have to run. Family things that need to get done. Friend, your stream is a 10, and I enjoy it every Friday. Thanks, Carlos. I'll catch the replay and ping you later as well. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. Lovely to have you here live, because I know often you're watching on replay. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the replay and probably see you next week, because if that 89 Batman arrives, we'll do it again. I'm already an hour in, and I'm not hardly anywhere through the slides. This is hilarious. I thought the Cap head sculpt looked great till I saw the comparison with movie stills, and it's definitely not quite there yet. Okay, interesting. I think these things can be very subjective. I think I always talk about the cool versus accuracy thing, and I don't think I'm as hardcore as some people. While I understand back then they only produced one sculpt, but they are charging way more now. The expectation is the customer is getting more if being asked to pay more. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's absolutely fair enough. Yeah, straps suck and have broken. Yeah, they are. Those clips are just fiddly. I know I got the 2012 version of the Endgame Cap, and that clip broke straight away. Like, I owned it for 2 seconds and it broke, and it was just infuriating to me. Yeah, not on anymore. Back when I started doing YouTube, every Iron Man figure was gold. As soon as they dropped, they went for 1K Australian. Now you can give them away. I know. Like the Mark 85, how cheap is that? El Professor Mario, hello. Lovely to see you in the chat. I think they removed the magnets from Cap shields because it wasn't accurate to the movies. Okay, AOU Cap was the only time in the movie where he has a magnet. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe, but I think, could you maybe not have both? Because when the strap breaks, like, I know with mine it's hanging on by one strap, and I'm always like, when they're die cast shields as well, like, I know everyone loves die cast, I'll take the lighter plastic. Yeah, I worry about those things falling, but I just think it was such a good use of the magnets, and mine never failed me. The Chris Evans sculpt looks like him at the end of Civil War. You all can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen Civil War. Stop by to give a quick thumbs up. I'll watch the replay. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate it. I'll catch you in the replay. Saying hello to Mario. It's great to see Profi. All the way from California. I like the Steve Rogers head sculpt, but it slightly looks off, to be honest. Okay. Those capsule straps are a pain. My end game is fine, but I broke my 2012 scraps right out of the box trying to put it on. Definitely use it. Yeah, but I don't... Those clips, those little prongs are so tiny that I just think a lot of, it's like a lot of people, I feel like most people I've spoken to that have a cap figure have broken the straps on a shield. So I don't think I don't think it can all be user area. I think there's some design flaw there. I just saw Peacemaker Season 2 has completed filming and will release in August next year. I know, like there's so many things coming out next year. We've got Captain America 4. We've got the Superman movie from DC. There's Peacemaker. God, there's like the Thunderbolts. I'm really excited for the Thunderbolts because I love me some Yelena. So I'm really excited to see that. Yeah, like this year was a pretty quiet year, but I feel like most of the things we got were pretty good. But yeah, like, be interesting to see. I watched Peacemaker a lot later because I was a bit like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like it, but I ended up really loving it. So I'm excited for season 2. If they continue with the straps, they should add extra like the wrist pegs. Yeah, I mean, there's an idea, right? Give us extra straps. I totally agree. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I loved the magnetic. Everyone excited for Craven movie. I've heard it's coming out. I'm not really familiar with the character, and there seems to be a very mixed... I listened to the House of R podcast. I don't know if many people listen to that. They seem to be very mixed in their expectations of that movie. So I don't know what to think and if I'll see it. So tell me, should I go see it? Because you know me, if I don't see it at the cinema when it opens, I'm never going to see it. So... Currently in a PayPal dispute with Pop Culture, really. My item tracking hasn't moved in weeks. Even sent several emails with no response. They're great until something goes wrong. They ghost you. Really? Are you in Canada? You're not affected by the mail issue there. But if it's going overseas, I have to say I sent a couple of parcels last week. One was going to the US and one was going to the Netherlands. And I'm annoyed because they have been sat waiting for international clearance for a week and a half. And I'm like, really? I would have thought in the lead up to Christmas, you would lift your game and get things out quicker, Australia Post. So I'm interested, is it sitting with them or is it sitting waiting international clearance? Because if it is, that's an Australia Post thing. And as I say, I thought with the lead up to Christmas, I did not think the parcels I sent, I think it was Wednesday last week. Like, I checked the tracking today. They're still sitting in Perth waiting to leave the country. And I'm like, really? This is ridiculous. I'm just going to have a drink of water. 2 ticks. I hope that gets resolved either way. So I got my fingers crossed for you, Akira. The straps on my shields have started to go. I'm scared to take any caps out of the cabinet now because they're safe until I pick them up, right? Bump those shields and the traps disintegrate. I hear you, because my Winter Soldier was fine until I touched the arm and it flaked in my hand. So I'm very much if I set up a display and I'm happy with it, I don't touch it again. And I love my Avengers display at the moment, and I can't picture myself touching it for a very long time. So it's just going to stay like that forever and ever and ever. You all saw the 8 minutes. That was actually cool. I don't know what that is. Helen, of all the 1/6 figures you own, what's your favorite head sculpt? Oh, interesting. Oh, man, that's a hard choice because you know what? My instant reaction was to say the DX19 Bruce Wayne head sculpt because I've literally just bought, is it my 3rd or 4th one from Toy Anxiety? Like, I'm waiting for it to come. So I have a mild obsession with that. But there's so many other ones I have that are really nice. Oh my goodness, what would I pick? That's really hard. No one's ever asked me that before. Because you know what? Like, I really love the snowsuit Black Widow. Like, I love her head sculpt with that. I think that's really cool. I'm just trying to look at everything I own really quickly. What else do I have? God, that's really hard. Even like the Mars Toys Riddler I got this year, that's really awesome. That's a good head sculpt. And even just looking at my A-Force, like, I know Shuri is an old figure, but I still think that head sculpt is like one of the best that Hot Toys has done. That looks exactly like the actress. I think even by today's standards, it holds up. Oh my God, that's such a hard question to answer. Goodness, I'll just say the DX19 for now because I own the most of it, but I think there's so many. As I said, I don't know that I'm as harsh on judging some of the head sculpts as other people, but yeah. What's yours? I'd love to know. Yeah, I just that's a hard question. I love it though. I love a hard question. How was your John Wick marathon? What kind of ice cream you got? Oh my God, John Wick and ice cream was amazing. So we ended up just watching John Wick 2. And then we're gonna regroup for John Wick 3 the week after next. And it was cool because my friend hadn't seen it before. She'd seen John Wick 1, so we saw John Wick 2. That was awesome. And I really enjoyed rewatching it because I have just done my 2 John Wick kit bashes, and it was really great to, I guess, reiterate some of the outfit choices. Because when you look at the head sculpt Hot Toys made for John Wick 2, that more suits the turtleneck look, and that's what I have. I have that sculpt on the turtleneck look, and I've got the 11 slick back one on the black suit. But I am going to change the shirt on my black suit one because I'm going to change it to the navy shirt I got because in the movie it does look more navy than black. So I'm going to do that with my Topo suit. And we had 2 kinds of ice cream. So we had a pistachio ice cream. And I don't know if people are familiar. I don't know if Gilbert's still in the chat. He'll probably know this. We had Speculoos ice cream. So Speculoos is like Dutch spice biscuit. It's like the best biscuit you can have. I love them. And if you don't know what Speculoos is, you probably know what like Biscoff, like the Lotus Biscoff cookies. And I feel like the Biscoff is like the Temu version of Speculoos because the spice is like a lot less than what you get with Speculoos. Like proper Speculoos is spice level is 10, like really cinnamony and delicious. And if I have Speculoos and an iced coffee, that whole packet is just getting demolished because I bloody love them. They're so good. But yeah, that's what we had. It was amazing. And then John Wick 3, although I'm worried because like after John Wick 1, she's like, oh, I hope no more dogs die. And I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, well, not in the next one, but in 3, yeah, I can't promise her that no dogs die in 3. So hopefully I don't lose her. Hopefully we can get to the end of John Wick with my friend. So fingers crossed. I'm from the UK, been ordering from them for years, and it's been the first issue I've had with them. Seems to be Ozpost issue. It got sent back, and then no updates. Oh, it got sent back. That's odd. Sony put out 8 minutes of Craven on YouTube. Oh, really? Okay. Did you see it? What did you think? Let us know. Should we go watch it? Hope yours gets resolved soon. Oh, someone else has got issues. Oh, Canada Post. Yeah. Yeah, because I saw Australia Post now has a notice on their website about the Canada Post issue, and I'd seen Kit post about it as well. So that sucks, particularly right before Christmas. No one wants mail delays at any point. I thought you loved Captain Marvel. You mentioned her a lot. I do love Captain Marvel. I love Captain Marvel. Still waiting for that artisan Captain Marvel that's never going to get made. Yeah, look, I do like it, but I mean, it's still a good sculpt. It's that I struggled. Like, I'm looking around my cabinets going, like, I feel like so many, even like I've got a third-party Luke Cage, and while that's not a particularly complex figure, I think that head sculpt is like amazing. So yeah, for me to pick one would be so hard. I think so many of them are really good. I think we've just got some chat back and forth. And Shuri too, you mentioned her. Yeah, no, mention Shuri. Shuri's amazing. I named my cat after Shuri. I love Shuri. I'm not supposed to pre-order anything else, but 2.0 Winter Soldier and 2.0 Avengers Hulk would force me to pre-order. Yeah, so many people, even last week, had said Hulk. So here we go. Bobby's woken up. Someone say John Wick. And ice cream. It was an amazing afternoon. I thoroughly can recommend it. Must get me a DX19. I'm the same. I don't judge likeness much, and my favorite at the moment is still my Endgame Black Widow, despite it being an old figure. Yeah, I think it's a really good figure. I like the Endgame Black Widow as well. Yeah, I mean, I know the DX19 is an option, but those newer ones just, they look a little bit nicer. So I don't know if getting one loose is ever going to be an option, but I live in hope. Dang, that ice cream sounds good. I love the Lotus Biscoff. Don't get that ice cream here, but I can still mix them. Yeah. It was at Aldi, actually. Aldi had them, and that's what drew me in. I was like, oh my God, Speculoos ice cream. Delicious. But if you like Biscoff, look for Speculoos. Seriously. It's like so much better. They're so much better. I don't understand, like young people I work with, because I'm so old. I am old. They go crazy over Biscoff, and then I'm like, oh, would you like Speculoos? And they look at me like I'm speaking another language, which maybe I am, but they're so much better than Biscoff. Just trust me. Get yourself a big glass of milk or like an iced coffee and some Speculoos, and that's a good time. Absolutely, that's a good time. I watched all the John Wick movies this week. Oh, cool. Finished the 4th one last night. Awesome. I haven't seen the 4th one since I saw it in the cinema, so I want to see it again. Those 8 minutes of Craven are the only thing I've seen about the movie, and it got me pumped. Oh, that's cool. I'll try to go to the movies for it. What's the actor's name? Aaron Taylor, Wanda's brother. Is it? I don't know. I'm so bad with actors' names. I'll be really honest. I'm so bad. I forget them all. Come on, Hot Toast Trunk. Yeah, I've got to get through these slides because I have slides about Gambit. Happy holidays, Miss Helen and family from NYC, USA. Hello. Thanks for joining us. I think you were here the stream before last. So nice to see people coming back, because as I said, it's just me talking to myself, and I am not that deep into my slides as I thought I was going to be. So this is going to be a 3-hour stream. So that's Cap. I think we can agree. People are hyped for this, but we want Bucky. And I think Howie Claus has given us Bucky. So very quickly, we have the Peter Parker anti-venom suit. I'm guessing this is from the video games. We saw him at the Tokyo Comic-Con. Interesting look for the suit. And as I said, I probably have a greater appreciation of these Spider-Man figures now, having seen so many of them in person in Hong Kong. The one thing that I'm waiting for, and I'm going to bring up the next picture, is people to talk about the wrinkling on the suit and complain about posability and oh my God, and it's a problem. I don't really know what the answer to that is. And I don't know if white plastic material makes it any better or worse, as far as I know some people have said some of the newer Spider-Mans, if you put them back into a neutral pose, they kind of repair themselves a little bit. So I don't know, but I have to say, you can still do some awesome poses with these figures without destroying the suits. And this is where I'm going to promote my good friends, Iron Logan and Figure Posing Channel, because I've learned so much about posing from them, and I have kind of drilled into them that, like, some people like safe posing like me, so give us some safe poses. So I know Anthony at Figure Posing Channel recently did a Spider-Man posing video, and it's really cool because he starts with very safe poses, and then he'll increase the level of, I guess, stress on the suit. So you can then make that choice of how far do you want to push it, but he gives you lots of options so you can still have a really cool pose without it damaging your suit, which I'm a big fan of. I think that's the happy medium I'm willing to strike. Yeah, the guy that played Quicksilver in Age of Ultron is Craven. Really? Okay, there you go. That's good to know. I wouldn't have recognized the guy because I think when I went, what did I go to the cinema to see? I can't remember. I feel like I saw a poster for it, and if you'd said $100, who's this guy, I would not have thought it was Quicksilver from Age of Ultron. So there you go. It's a small world. Guys, Darth Allison in the house to tell you that this dude from Clone Wars and his vehicle have released. Do I know what this is? No. No, I don't. Don't be silly. But it's out, and, you know, I will include at least one Star Wars thing in the stream for you all. So, Clone Wars dude is out with his vehicle. I know nothing about it. The vehicle looks very impressive. I did look at the blogger photos and I saw there was it could kind of articulate and you could have the sort of legs extended with the figure on top. I don't know how durable that is. That's up to you to decide how you're going to pose your Clone Wars dude, because I don't know. You do you. Yeah. Star Wars, why? Why did I include it? I don't know. Because people get angry pants if I don't. I've been waiting for that unmasked Deadpool and Blade. Yeah, I think a lot of people are waiting for Blade. Waiting for it. Blade, indeed. He got jacked for Craven. Yeah, well, didn't he just? Is he wearing a wig? I assume that must be a wig then. So, because as I said, I just did not recognize the guy. He looked very much like he'd walked off the set of Vikings, which I loved as a TV show. I thought Vikings was absolutely brilliant. What really blows my mind is Craven was also Kick-Ass. The guy grew up big. Really? Wow. I'm so bad at unless people point things out, I'm so bad at noticing different people from different things. So that's my Star Wars wrap up. I hope you enjoyed it. It added zero value, as do any of my Star Wars things, because I don't know anything. Although no, I did see a new Star Wars thing came out. Was it called Skeleton Crew? Am I right? Is that what it's called? Skeleton something? Do people like it? Are people happy with it? I think I saw the first 2 episodes came out. I don't know. I feel like Star Wars fans are just generally not happy about a lot of things lately. So I hope this new show makes you happy, because I want people to be happy. I don't not want the Star Wars people to be happy. I just want them to not feel like it's their God-given mission to make everyone have to watch Star Wars if they're not interested in the Star Wars. So that is what it is. Forgot about him in Kick-Ass. Love that movie. All right. Wow, no Star Wars comments. Maybe I'm lagging on the chat. I don't know, but all right. I'm going to take that as a sign that Miss Allison can leave the building and I can move on. I can talk about other stuff. Because third parties came out with some interesting announcements this week. Free Guy. Did not have this on my bingo card, so this was quite interesting. And I did actually message Bob to go, are you going to try to turn this into a nice pool? Because I could totally picture that being something Bob would do, because Bob just sees the potential in everything and then just creates amazing custom pieces, as I saw when I got to visit him. So yeah, Free Guy. And I mean, look, it's a pretty basic figure as part of the outfit. It does come with a lot of accessories, which is cool. Is the likeness there? I don't really know. I personally think it looks a little bit better with the goggles than without it. But I mean, a lot of people like this movie. I have actually seen it, did enjoy it. So interesting, because I feel like normally third parties are pretty quick to do these kind of figures. So I don't know if Deadpool did prompt them to want to make a figure with a Ryan Reynolds head sculpt in case that drew a little bit more interest from people. I don't know. But yeah, I think 1/6 Kit has this for anyone who's interested. Let me find where I'm at the chat. Root everything. Can I just do a segue? Bob Dylan made me an incredible gift, and it's probably not the best time to show it because I'm little. Bobby gave me a rooted Kate Bishop head sculpt, because he's the nicest guy in collecting and the patron saint of rooted head sculpts. So Bobby, thank you. That's so kind. I'll show it again later when I'm full screen, but because I was talking last week about how like the ponytail gets in the way of the quiver, and then next thing you know, parcel from the US, and I've got an amazing Kate Bishop head sculpt. So Bob, freaking legend. So thank you. And I'm sorry, your parcel's still waiting to clear Perth Airport to make its way on a plane to the US. I think I said that Wednesday last week, and it's still waiting international clearance. So I'm just like, oh my God, like, get your act together, Australian Post. I was hoping that would get to you very quickly, but it is not. Hello, Helen and everyone from Maryland. Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Getting all kinds of new people coming into the chat, which is awesome. I didn't see this until now. Nice. Yeah, no, think it was a couple of days ago that they showed this. So, very cool. Cool to have options. Free Guy, yes. Are you getting it, Ash? Are you going to get it for your Deadpool display? Star Wars fans, well, I love them. I don't think they love me back. That's fine. They cannot love me. The movie was okay for me at least. Is that Free Guy? That's awesome. From Texas. I do like Texas. So yeah, Free Guy, and it's Fishbone Studio, I think it's called. So this is just a quick, I'm sorry if this picture's not good. It was a very small picture and I had to kind of make it bigger. So this is everything you're getting with your Free Guy. You're getting the shield, you're getting some different weapons and accessories, a few hands, the outfit. I apologize, I cannot remember what the price is for this, but as I say, one that caught me by surprise. And you know what, with the amount of news and stuff we have this week, not surprised. Not surprised if you missed this, because I really had to stretch my mind, and I realized later that there is stuff I have forgotten, so hopefully I remember to mention it when it's an opportune thing to do. That's awesome. Gotta love Bobby D. I know he's the nicest guy. Picks up random Australian people at the airport and takes them to his house to see their awesome collections. I'm a big Bobby Dylan fan. But yeah, this Kate Bishop sculpt is absolutely beautiful. From Tina, who lives in Bob's basement. Just joking. But should just live in Bob's basement, because I think Bob is paying for her kids' college tuition with all the rooted head sculpts that he's getting done. I love Free Guy, but not sure about this third-party figure. Fishbone has been hit and miss quality-wise. Oh, okay. I had one of their releases but didn't review it after I boxed it. Really? Which figure was that, Justin? I feel like I've heard the name, but off the top of my head, could I think of what they had released? Not really. And this is where you can probably tell us, like, is this a company that we would know by another name? Because I just feel like everyone, everywhere, different names. And when different companies come up, I'm always like, are you just someone by a different name that's now calling yourself something else? And I can't keep up. Even in Hong Kong, like I remember seeing a couple of head sculpts, John Wick ones, so Bob will pop up now. And I asked them, I said, oh, who made these sculpts? And the lady said a name, and I was just like, I have no idea who they are. So I think they were recast though, so I didn't buy them. Even has the Hulk arm, right? Like I think they've done a good job with this selection of accessories that they give you with this one. So yeah, if you are so inclined, although with a degree of caution, because as Justin has said, they can be a bit hit and miss. So that's interesting. But it's there if you guys want that as an option. I've got to think that I feel like surely some third-party companies are going to do some Ryan Reynolds head sculpts at some stage. Like, why? Like, you know, with Deadpool, Nicepool, like surely. They usually work recast. Their Agent Smith was definitely from the Indigo Gill. Really? Okay. One of those, yeah. That's always a dicey area, isn't it? Their Godfather 2 Michael, it was an okay sculpt, but the body was the lowest end I've seen in a while. Okay. And the tailoring was cheap as it gets. They genuinely knew, I think, not a rebrand or of another third. Oh, okay, so they're their own place. Okay, interesting. That's a worry. I think particularly because we've got some third-party companies that are doing some really good things, like Mars Toys has been good. Soso's been good. Topo, like, do really lovely clothing sets. So I feel like, yeah, people settling for the days of the cheap and nasty third-party figures is probably over. Helen, Batman subject. Have you seen the S-Hero Dark Scale Hero animated series Justin Collections Reading? I have seen it. Because there's two versions, right? And there's a Wonder Woman figure and a Superman. So I have seen them. I haven't bought them though, but I have seen them and they look cool. I think, I personally think, there's some people who prefer actors' likenesses. Some people prefer more comic looks. I think it's great to have variety. So I'm all for having different iterations of the same character, because I think there'll be an audience for most things. The Hulk arm, can't help to think of that Deadpool Wolverine comment about those Hulk arms. Oh, goodness. Fishbone did a decent Fight Club set. Oh, did they? Okay. So they've done a few things. As I said, there's times where I remember the names, but I don't remember the exact things that they've produced. It just depends if it's something I'm interested in or not as to whether it sticks up here. So Hulk needs to be Hulk again. Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way, but I don't know what the future has for him in the SCU. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And Ramstein fan just asking Justin, you're talking about the Michael Corleone, the one with the chair. I don't know. If Justin's around, hopefully he can answer for you. All right, Free Guy. We're going to keep going through these slides because we're at an hour and a half and I still have unboxing. So, I think it's Premier Toys. Let me just quickly double check. Premier Toys. Yes, it is. They came out with the Channing Tatum Cajun card dealer. Interesting choice given Hot Toys did tease that they were going to do it. So they've come out with theirs, and I guess if you were going to put it up for pre-order, getting it out before Hot Toys is probably the time to do it, because there may be people that maybe aren't confident that Hot Toys are going to do it, and they might pre-order on the off chance that they don't. I'd be shocked if they don't make this. I think Hot Toys will make one. So, interesting that this has come out, because I just would have thought, would you really touch the biggest cinematic release of the year from Marvel? I don't know. So good for them. They've done this. I have to be honest, when I've seen these pictures, and granted it may be the lighting, because I feel like either the head sculpt looks a bit plasticky or there's some harsh flash happening on this head sculpt. So make of that what you will. The outfit, it looks nice. I think that purple color on the chest, really vibrant, really nice. The coat looks like it has some wires in it, which is always great for posability. But as I said, and this is sometimes where the third parties can let us down a little bit, is I'm not sure what to make of that head sculpt. As I said, it could be the photographic conditions. It could be that it is not 100%. So this is the stuff we have to consider when we buy stuff. They did Hulk dirty. Yes, it was the chair one, Fishbone. They're about to make a name for themselves. You know what though? Like kudos for them for giving this a crack, but were Premier Toys not the ones who did the Tyler Hoechlin Superman? And if so, my memory is that figure was quite problematic. Like, people were complaining about the body being undersized, but also I feel like there was a lot of issues with the suit where there'd been like some ripping in the fabric. And even I feel like some people had like the wrong logos because they had the proper version, and then was there like a evil or a Bizarro version? I didn't watch what is it called? Is it called Superman and Lois? I don't know. Whatever the CW version is with Tyler Hoechlin. I didn't watch it. Apologies. But yeah, I feel like that release had some problems with it. So if that is the same company, that's something else to keep in mind, because as I said, that Tyler Hoechlin Superman had a lot of people frustrated. I'll wait for Hot Toys. Look, if it was me, I'd do the same thing. Personally, I would always take Hot Toys over a third party. But that's just me. Got some people chatting to Justin. That's cool. I never met my daddy. Ah, yes, the quotes. Premier Toys is most likely Toys Era in my opinion, but like their B team, sometimes good, sometimes not. Okay, interesting. Because Toys Era, are they also Toys Works? Because I'm going to say it, the worst figure I ever bought was the Toys Works Miss Jones, which was meant to be Jessica Jones. And I didn't realize at that time that they were potentially Toys Era. And that figure was just undersized. It looked like a teenager. The jacket was falling apart. The body was falling apart. And I just went, never again will I buy anything from Toys Works. I just would rather, may as well just set my money on fire. Like, I sold that thing as quickly as I could. But yeah, interesting, because again, I feel like so many other third parties are stepping up their game. So can you really afford to have, I guess if people aren't making stuff, but if you're going to go up against Hot Toys, like, would you put your B team up against Hot Toys? That's an interesting decision. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time, Toy Zero. I feel the same way. And I said this earlier, like I was saying this to Joao, and he's like, no, they're doing stuff. But I don't feel like anything has come out under the proper Toys era name in a while. And I wasn't sure, have they gone dark because they face some kind of legal issues? Are they just using their other spin-off brands? I don't really know, because I felt like things I bought that were Toys era were generally pretty good. Like I'd bought their Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I bought their Colossus from Deadpool back in the day. Like I'd bought a few things from them and I was generally pretty happy with them. But yeah, again, I don't know if they're now going under Premier Toys, what they're doing. I don't know. Toy Zero takes forever. Still waiting on Last of Us Ellie and Final Fantasy Aerith. I don't know how you pronounce that. Right, that's the thing, because they brought out that Joel figure, and even that was quite delayed. And still no sign of that Ellie. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It just, yeah, even like So-So Toys feels like they're a little bit slower than what they used to be. Mars Toys, like they're great, but they're pretty slow to get things out. But yeah, look, this is there. This is what you get with him. You get a base, you get some different hands, some have energy effects, you get the cards. And again, as I said, for me, there's just like a shininess or a plasticness to that's not a word, to that head sculpt. And I don't know if that's harsh lighting or something to do with the sculpt itself. So make your purchasing decision wisely. If it was me, I would definitely wait to see what Hot Toys does, because I think, you know, of the Resistance, I personally think they'll make all of them. And if there was one they weren't going to make or made limited, maybe like Elektra, but I can't see them not making this. I think the hype of that movie is real and people would want this. Yeah, I think these are all Toys era, Toys Works, Toys Battalion, Flashpoint, Infamous, Premier Toys, Premium Toys, and likely more. Wow, okay. Well, if anybody knows, it would be Justin, so thank you for the 411. But yeah, interesting, because as I say, that Toys Work Miss Jones. Thunder Toys as well, there you go. All right, that's interesting, because I did have their Valkyrie. Which I did like, but I recently updated to the Hot Toys version. But okay, that's interesting. Thunder Toys as well. That's a lot of brands, and that's a lot of hats. So there you go. Busy using the other brands. I don't know. Maybe did they just decide to give the Toys era name a rest? Because Red Guardian, was that released as Toys era? I can't remember. There's just I kind of reach a point where I'm like, oh, if I don't know them, I'm like, are they Toys era? Maybe they are. Wait for the Hot Toys version. Yeah, I think most people, as I say, interesting move to progress with this, because I think a lot of people, I think had they done this sooner when, you know, we weren't sure if Hot Toys would go there, maybe that would have been a smarter move. But after the teaser from Hot Toys, I don't know that this was the wise move to do. I don't like the B cups. Sculpt isn't bad though. Oh, this is going to be like Shang-Chi, isn't it? People are going to get upset about it. My concern is Hot Toys competing against itself with figures from video games, Spider-Man versus animated. It's an overload of Spideys. Yeah, I didn't realize how many till I went to Hong Kong. Like, that video game line is very expansive. So yeah, I think you either go all in or you have to be a little bit selective. So we'll see. I don't have any Spideys at the moment. I bought one and destroyed it, and I will explain why in a future video, because I have no regrets with what I did. Apparently they're focusing on Chinese IP and international animated shows with their main Toys era brand. That's what I've been told at least. Okay, interesting. There you go. Coat looks cool too. Yeah. It's got wires in it. It's posable. I think it looks nice. I mean, we don't know what it's made of, so hopefully something durable, because, you know, coats and flaking, that is not fun for anyone. All right, so next. So this was interesting. Not a figure, But I did see this product being promoted on 1/6 Kit, as Bob calls it, the 6-scale toupee. And I think this is a really clever move. So we've got a company here that has made a rooted just hairpiece for your Hot Toys Battinson figure. And I think that's smart because I have him. I have him right here in the Drifter outfit. And, you know, you've got the swappable hairpiece, but then you've got the back of the head comes off to adjust the eyeballs. So essentially you can have him with like no, a lot of his head removed. So I think this is really clever that someone's been like, hey, let's make a swap out rooted hairpiece. Because I was chatting about this with Bob because, you know, if you've got a question about customizing or rooting hair, you talk to Bob. And he said it was quite a smart product because if you send a sculpt away to be rooted, they're taking away that sculpted hairpiece. Like, you're not getting that back. Whereas with this, you've got the best of both worlds. You can have the sculpted one or you can have the rooted one. And I always think these are an interesting conversation because there was a few people saying it's very expensive. So I think it was $130 US, which I don't think is expensive. When you look at the cost to send a sculpt to get rooted, you're paying a lot of money. And $130 US would be at the lower level. I think obviously this studio, I haven't heard of them, so the proof will be in the pudding about how good this is, but $130 US is a reasonable price, and Lord knows there's a million $10 off codes going around for 1/6 Kit, so you can knock the $10 off the price. But I have to be honest, that for the Drifter, it's kind of tempting to me. I think it's an interesting option, and as I said, best of both worlds for people. You can go the sculpted, you can go the rooted. And it makes me wonder, will we see more of these kinds of products given, as I said, you can pretty much remove the whole back of head sculpts now. So I think it's clever. I think it's a really smart product and I'm keen to see how it comes out. He looks like he's been crying. Yeah, I think there was some modifications to the eye makeup maybe because this looks a little bit different to mine. It's definitely not as smudged on mine as it is on this. So I think the paint on the sculpt has been modified. This is interesting. Hadn't heard about this. Thanks, Helen. You're welcome. 1/6 Kit. So I find his group really useful. I find out about a lot of his new products and stuff like that through the group. So definitely useful to keep an eye on. Rooting is $200 plus shipping both ways. Yeah, and then 5% PayPal fee as well, right? So as I said, this is very reasonably priced. I know price is a subjective thing, but for people who have done, sent sculpts off to get rooted, I think you would look at that $130 price tag and think it's reasonable. We've just got to see what the quality is like. If the quality's there, it's a bargain. This is a clever rooting option if well done. Wish it was more commonplace, yeah. And maybe it will start to be more commonplace with the way Hot Toys has changed their head sculpt with so many of them having rolling eyes now. More of the heads are going to be removable. So maybe we'll see it a little bit more. Potentially a good idea. Yeah. I don't think Kit was happy with me when I bought the $25 biker helmet with the 10% off voucher. Well, he gives out those vouchers. Seriously. And I've been the same because sometimes I'm like, I try to use mine for bigger things. So I bought the Drifter set and that was $120 and I took it. But this is what gets me. He gives out the codes and if there's no minimum purchase, can he get angry? I don't know. I literally have a document on my iPhone with all the codes and as I use them, I cross them out. And there's a lot of them out there. I'm genuinely surprised at how many discount codes he has out there. So if you're gonna give them out, you got to expect people are gonna use them. Because I know for me, $10 US is a lot more, particularly when you've got not only the exchange rate, but then the PayPal exchange rate, which is even worse. It's the $10 is probably more like 15. So I'm gonna use that every time I can. We need a Shiro voucher. God, I don't think I'm not going to be that person to go, hi, Kit, can I have a voucher? Oh, no, I wouldn't. There's enough of them out there. Maybe if people run out, but no, for now, I just share the wisdom of my Star Wars knowledge and entertain you all that way. Right, so we've got some JazzInc stuff because JazzInc were busy people this week and they talked about a lot of things. So in case you've missed any of it, I'm going to recap some of it now. So probably one of the biggest things that was teased. So this, I will say this image is a very early rendering of a Vicky Vale head sculpt. So Yoast shared that this has been sent to Warner Brothers in anticipation of getting the likeness approval from Kim Basinger so they can make a Vicky Vale figure. So no more details have been given at this stage as to what outfit would she be wearing, what is she coming with, but it's in the works. So Yoast, he's very communicative. As you know, I think that's a good thing and a bad thing. So this has gone off. So this is, as I said, a very early rendering because a lot of people were quick to go, doesn't look like her. And he's like, guys, it's just literally a 1-day render. If we get the approval, we'll keep working on it and improving it. And I think we've seen that with the Catwoman. That has certainly evolved a lot. So yeah, they're going deep into these Batman lines. So Vicky Vale. And it's interesting because I don't know if I'd buy Vicky Vale. I guess it would depend on price point and what are we looking at here, because I think with the Catwoman figure I can appreciate there's a lot of work that goes into that suit. It's coming with a lot of accessories. Vicky's most likely going to be a lady in a dress, and I know there's probably going to be, I'm assuming, rooted hair. Because if realism is the catch cry of JazzInc, then surely it's going to be rooted. It could well be an expensive figure because of the rooted hair. So I don't know that I would pay near the Catwoman price for Vicky Vale. But there's not a lot of options out there. I think Mars Toys have kind of teased, but we know, they take a long time. So if I had to bet who's going to produce a Vicky Vale quicker, probably JazzInc at this rate. So we'll see, but it's good to know the products that are potentially on the horizon. So Vicky Vale potentially coming from JazzInc. So if you want her, start saving your pennies right now. And then Yoast also shared that they got the likeness approval from, I think it's Julie Newmar, for the 66 Catwoman. So I know the 66 line is something that Yoast has talked about on streams. So is this the first official figure that's coming from that 66 line? I think it might be. 2 ticks. I need to drink some water because we're rounding 2 hours and this stream is nowhere near finished. So hello, 3-hour stream. So much for me thinking I'd get this all done in 2 hours. So, yeah, 66 Catwoman. I think this is cool. I think it looks really nice. And I know there's a lot of love for 66, the Batmobile, and even the Batman and Robin figures. People now trying to find those old Hot Toys ones. So I think it's cool that they're doing this. I'd buy a Vicky Vale and an Alicia Hunt Jerry Hall too. Yeah, people have said that. And with Jerry Hall, I think you could do the swap out head sculpt. You could have the sort of, is it the acid and the mask? So I think with the Jerry Hall figure, if you did that, there's probably a bit more than you could include than Vicky Vale, like with Vicky, like a dress and a camera. Like, I don't know, maybe like a portfolio, like she's got the art portfolio maybe, but I don't know that there's a lot to that. Maybe it's just me. Figurecraft, how you doing, Philly? Thank you for popping by. I spoke to Yoast. He's making both the white and blue dress versions. There we go. We've got a scoop. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you, Helen. Likewise. Thanks for popping in. Well, there's a nugget of information. So interesting. So I wonder, is that a swap out outfit or is that 2 separate figures? That'll be interesting to see. We'll find out. To Helen's collective audience, wishing you all happy holiday season, greeting and cheers. Be safe. Absolutely. It is very much the holiday season in the US now that they've had Thanksgiving. And this is a reminder to me that I still haven't put up my Christmas tree. I need to put that up because Shuri loves it. It has flashing lights and she goes crazy for it. So note to self, put up Christmas tree. Tinfoil hat. We see JazzInc products on OSK now, and Mars Toys has gone quiet on their DC projects. I think Kit and Yost have worked out some kind of agreement. Maybe. And I had noticed that, Bob. That's a really good point. There was a couple of other JazzInc products, like the seated Batman figure. That's on 1/6 Kit. And I think there was something else. So I don't know. Although, you've reminded me now. I thought I was going to forget because I didn't put the picture in. But Mars Toys did say today that their 66, was it the Penguin or the Riddler? One of the two. Forgive me. I think it might be the Riddler. Was complete. And they said that they were releasing a 66 Alfred. And that the 66 Alfred wouldn't be a PO item. It would just be a release. Like, it's done, not pre-order. It's just going to go for sale when it drops. And that's it. And their post was a bit confusing because the post did make it sound like you were going to get the Alfred for free if you got I think it was the Riddler. So, yeah, I mean, that is coming. So they're still doing some stuff. But it is interesting because Kit has been sort of the main distributor of the Mars Toys products. And we know how Yoast feels about the illegal figures. So I don't know what to make of it, but it will be interesting. So I think, we're all watching this space. Yes, I'm telling you, it's a party. Yeah. Solo party for me. I should have, it's Friday night. I should have had a drink. No, I would have fallen asleep if I had a drink. I had a coffee before I started streaming. Didn't Mars Toys answer to me? Yeah. Alpha for immediate purchase. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure when, but I'm positive it was it the 66 Riddler or the Penguin? I'm getting confused, but they said they'd completed, maybe it was the Penguin now. They'd completed the 66 Penguin and the Alfred was just going to be an immediate for sale drop. So that's quite interesting. Batman 66, that Bam Boom, if you know. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. It's funny. I don't have a huge connection to it, but friends I have who are maybe 9-10 years older than me, they are like, love the 66, all about the 66. Whereas for me, Keaton's the one that made me fall in love with all this stuff. Speaking of holiday, do you have Santa hats for your figures? I have 6 of them. Need more. I don't. But I have Mantis's candy cane. And I have Mantis's Christmas accessories. So I have them. But no, I don't have any, although, do you know what I do have? I had a, God, I'm going to sound weird. I once bought a bottle of Kahlua that came with a Santa's hat, which I think I still have somewhere. And maybe that might work for a 6 scale figure. So I just don't know which one I'd put it on. Who do you have your Santa hats on? Is it particular figures? Some people put them across their whole displays during December. So that's cool. If that's your thing, go for it. The Riddler coming this month with them. Yeah, okay. I was getting confused. I was like, was it the Riddler? Was it the Penguin? But yeah, they did their update. And as I say, I put together this slide deck and I thought I had everything and I forgot. And I'm glad I remembered this picture because it triggered me to remember Mars Toys. Sorry to clarify the 8992 projects. I'd be surprised to see any overlap between the two companies going forward. Maybe. I mean, Mars Toys has gone very quiet on the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, the Danny DeVito Penguin. And weren't they saying like, was it 3 head sculpts they were going to do with Michelle Pfeiffer? Like a big number. And even they did a thing of, do you want us to make the duck boat? And they've been super quiet on all of it. So maybe you're onto something there. I don't know. And I mean, Yoast has talked about wanting to do the 95 and 97 characters as well. So I know the Hot Toys, the Mars Toys, the Two-Face from 95 is there, but I don't know, nothing else. But then they've done some Breaking Bad figures as well. I don't know what lane they're going to go in, but it is interesting. Is that going to cause some conflict there? I don't know. Watch this space. But yeah, so 66 Catwoman has been approved. The likeness is improved. JazzInc will be making that. So I know a lot of people will be very happy. And then we got a bit of an update on the Danny DeVito Penguin. So I'm pretty sure that they do have the likeness or the actors' rights, the approval to make this. So this is definitely in production. And Yoast shared that they're working on 5 different expressions. So they're going to do 2 looks. They're going to do the sewer look. They're going to do the mayor look. And these are the 5 expressions they're looking at. I hope the neutral look gets across the line this time. I am a bit bummed that the Catwoman neutral expression lost the popular vote. I just think any figure as a default should include neutral as one of the options. And then after that, go nuts. There's been no talk about rolling eyeballs, any of that stuff, just showing us the different expressions. And then I know they did also ask for some reference pictures in the group. I think particularly there's like the chair thrown, whatever you want to call it, from the sewer, and a couple of other things. But like some interesting options here, like the neutral, as I said, I'm a fan of. I do also like that maniacal one for the mare look. I'm not going to lie. I think that looks pretty cool. Because I think for me, I think I would want the mare Cobblepot. I think that's the look I would go for. But I'm keen to know, what are people thinking? Are you more inclined to go for the sewer version, the mare version? Would you get both? As I said, I think for me, I think mare Cobblepot is where it's at for me. That's the one I really want to get. Good morning, Helen. Good morning. How are you? Well, I'm heading towards midnight, so I'm 3 minutes away from being with you with the good morning. So we'll see. We'll see how we go. As I said, this is not going to be a 2-hour stream like I thought. I won't be surprised if Hot Toys releases a 2.0 on the 66 Batman and Robin due to the 85th anniversary. Look, I mean, that 85th anniversary event, I expected so much more announcement-wise from Hot Toys, and my thing was that was right before the first... when Yost had originally said the pre-orders for the Catwoman gonna go up. I'm getting tongue-tied, sorry guys. Which I know then got delayed a little bit. But I totally thought at that event, I was like, this is where Howie Claus comes out and shows some Michelle Pfeiffer or Danny DeVito prototype. He does something to rain on the parade. And he didn't. We didn't really get as many things as I expected from that event. I thought we'd get Clooney Batman and the Chris O'Donnell Robin. I thought we'd get something from Returns. I thought we'd get a lot more. We really didn't get a lot from that event. So I'm still a believer that you can't make a bat missile if you're not going to go deeper into the line with the figures. So I have to think they're there. And if they are, maybe I'm going to get both. Because as I say, I didn't want to take the chance. And I put in the pre-order for the JazzInc Catwoman. I'm getting the Clean DX 316 kit. We'll see. Because I think, you know, and this is the thing I love about this community. I've learned so much about figures and things like that. Because, you know, comments from people like Bob, where he's like, no, you do need a seamless body for this suit because otherwise the material is going to catch into the joints. And I was like, I hadn't considered that. Like, that's a really good point. And this is stuff that I've now noticed with my Mantis figure. Like, Mantis has jointed elbows and knees, and you can see you have to be careful with the pants because the material can bunch up into the knees. So I'm learning so much more about why these things are important and not nice to have. So it'll be interesting to see, does Hot Toys do them? How do they do them? I have to think they're doing more. I can't think they're not seeing this renewed interest in some of these older figures and not thinking, you know, that they want it all to themselves. Howie Claus doesn't share. I've told you guys, Howie doesn't share. Doesn't play nicely. Morning, evening. Sorry, jumping on late. Duty work stuff kept me away. That's cool. How you doing, Keith? Nice to see you. Hope your Friday's going well. We've talked about a lot. I thought this was going to be a 2-hour stream, but I think I'm going to be in for another 3 hours again because I don't know. I'm crazy. Since I only have 6, one for Batman, one for Spider-Man, one for Tony Stark, one for Obi-Wan, one for Melva, female Michael Myers, and one for Joker. I don't know who that comment was for. Sorry. The Bat Missile was so bonkers it felt personal. JazzInc makes a figure, so Hot Toys makes a vehicle, right? This is Howie's a twisted evil genius. As I said, he wants our heart, minds, and wallets for Christmas. So, like, it's just an odd move to make that vehicle and then not do figures. But I mean, Hot Toys doesn't always make sense, right? So maybe joke's on me. Maybe they make the Bat Missile and nothing else. They just do the 2.0 Keaton and the Bat Missile and we get nothing else. I will laugh if that happens because joke's on me. Will Hot Toys do 92 Catwoman and Penguin? I think so many of us think they will, but nothing so far. As I said, it would be bizarre to me to make the Bat Missile and nothing else from Returns. Definitely need the 66 Alfred. Hope he's not just a full release. I think he is, and I think it's limited numbers, so I would definitely keep an eye out. As I said, check out the post from Mars Toys on their page or group, I can't remember. Because they posted a picture of it as well, so there's more info to be there. And then crickets, yeah, makes a vehicle and then crickets, right? I don't. There's no rhyme or reason to it. We all know that, guys. We've been in this game long enough. As cheesy as it was, I'm a fan of Batman and Robin. I'd be all in with the line, including a Batmobile. I mean, Schumacher did make them toyetic. He did, right? That was the MO, make it toyetic. Look, and I mean, I'm with you, Philly. Like, if you asked me at the start of the year, I would have been like, no way. But then I decided I wanted to go all in on making an 89 to 97 line. And unfortunately, that includes George. And they were figures or characters with interesting design. So I'm in for it as well. Like when Yost originally was talking about things like Poison Ivy and all that, at first I was like, well, I wasn't in at that point. Whereas now I'm like, in for a penny, in for a pound. I can see a world where the Avengers move, and that's where the 89 to 97 line goes. So, and I'm bummed because I didn't pre-order the So Toys Mr. Freeze because I wasn't doing that line at that point, and now you can't find him even in Hong Kong. Like the two things I was looking for, Bane and Mr. Freeze. And it was just interesting because I feel like I saw so few So Toys products out in Hong Kong. I don't know why that is, if they're sold out, if it's just not a popular brand there. But yeah, and they looked cool, and I can see a lot of people wanting those characters, wanting those figures, so I'd be in as well. The sad is the neutral. You reckon? I don't know. I like the neutral. I think it's good. I'm all for neutral. Hot Toy Sneaky Howard is being very quiet on Batman. Yeah, I know. And don't be quiet about Batman. Be noisy about Batman, Howie. And be noisy about Okoye, Howie. Where's Okoye? Give her to me. The Santa hats. Oh, where was your... Oh, that's what you've got. Okay, those figures where you've got your Santa hats. So Batman, Spider-Man, Tony Stark, Obi-Wan, Melva Female, Michael Myers, and one for Joker. Okay, so you've spread the love around. That's very cool. Just going to have another water break. 2 ticks. What about the duck? Yeah, it's funny because when Mars Toys said, do you want us to make the duck? I said yes, and I would love to know what the dimensions of that are because I think the sticking point would be the height because my garage shelf is pretty big. It's like 1.2 meters wide and 54 centimeters deep, which I know means nothing to Americans, sorry. But then I was like, oh, hang on, that might be really tall. So I thought about it, but I'm like, oh, would I? It depends on the dimensions, but I think a lot of us say yes, but I don't think we know what we're getting ourselves in for. So I think someone needs to tell us what that would actually be at 6 scale before we keep saying that yes, make the duck boat. I got Mr. Freeze is great. Ice Chair is huge. I know, like, it looks really good. And that's the shame because the other one that came out in the armored look does not look great. Like that one looks really janky. So I'm bummed. I keep hoping it'll pop up somewhere. I keep an eye out for it. Even if I found it without the chair, to be honest, like it doesn't need to have the chair. Just the figure would be great. Because I don't know that I'd use the chair. But yeah, the head sculpt looks really nice, and as I said, I'm kicking myself, but I wasn't doing this line at that point, so why would I pre-order it? So maybe Santa Claus will bring me a lead on Mr. Freeze because I'd be very happy. Oh, you've got the armored one as well. You win some, you lose some. Yeah, and that's 30-party figures. And I mean, my view on them used to be I'd wait for early reviews, people like Justin, and then make a decision. But now it feels like you very rarely find them in stock. It's like if you haven't pre-ordered, there's generally not a lot. And then some of these resellers, they'll even increase the price once they have it in stock. So you're already paying a little bit of a markup on it. So it is what it is. But yeah, so JazzInc, 5 potential head sculpt looks. So I'm assuming some will be for the mayor, some will be for the sewer version. And yeah, as I say, Mayo Cobblepot, I'm very interested in. And then they just gave us an update on some of the accessories that they're working on. So we've got the penguin umbrella with the little toys here, which is very cool. And there were some other photos they showed. As I said, I didn't grab them all. I just grabbed a flavor of them to give you guys an idea. So JazzInc group, Yoast, super communicative, lots of updates being shared. And I think my last image, yes. So also they shared updates on the progress of the Catwoman. So there's been a few different photos showing the custom body that they're making. This is the latest. So we've got the custom body and the suit that we're seeing with the different material here, just to give us a sense of proportions and how it looks. So I'm assuming we'll get a lot more of these updates as we go along. And I think there were some photos of Michelle Pfeiffer that were shared as well, just to show the proportions and just how they're going for the accuracy with this one. So the progress, I think the thing we'd like to see more is the head sculpt, but this is interesting as well. So we've got those updates there. As I said, Yoast has been just so many updates this week on different figures and characters that they're working on. So if you're interested in JazzInc, make sure you're in their group to get those updates. And last but not least, as I mentioned at the top of the show when Danny was here, credit to Collector Joey. These are graphics he put together, so 100% acknowledging his amazing work here. So make sure you're following Collector Joey. He's on Instagram, he's on YouTube, puts out a lot of reviews and really cool content, live streams. It's all there on the channel. So he put together these montages just showing the figures that could potentially be releasing from December, according to Sideshow. And it was interesting to see what's coming up, interesting to see what I have on pre-order, not a lot. So that's lucky because, as I said, I've been out of control with my spending. And it did not get better this week. I then was buying other non-figure things. So Helen is going to make herself bankrupt for Christmas. So some interesting stuff. Like for me, it's Endgame Wanda. That's the one I have on pre-order. But we have a few artisan figures here. So this will be interesting to see. Will they be on time? Will they be delayed? We've got the Jack Sparrow, as I said, Wanda. We've got Anakin. We've got the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Here we see a lot of the figures from the Flash movie, and I think we're all really keen to see, did that Supergirl head sculpt, did that get updated, or was what we saw at that convention, was it the same thing but shot in better conditions? We don't know. I think that's something we've all been eagerly awaiting. We've got, I think it's the Ahsoka line. We've got a few figures from the Ahsoka line here. We've got some Spider-Man figures. Wide variety. We've got Nebula from Guardians 3. Interesting that they didn't do the full team from Guardians 3. I really thought for the last movie they would go all out and make them all, but they didn't. So I don't know what to tell you guys. We've got Indiana Jones. And it's funny because I'm half interested in that Flash, not because I like Ezra Miller, but because I want to see if I can put the Grant Gustin head sculpt on it. Because I want a Grant Gustin Flash, but the suit of his, that Hot Toys released, it's got those sort of different colored materials. So I've always said if I found it cheap enough, I'd get it. But if that Grant Gustin head sculpt is compatible with this suit, I'd probably be more inclined to do that. So yeah, I'd love to know, what are you excited about on this list? What have you got up for pre-order? I think we've got a bit of variety. You've got, as I said, you've got Indiana Jones there. You've got Bully Maguire. Will that get updated? Lord knows there's a very vocal minority of people screaming for that to get updated for, I don't know, reasons. But yeah, quite a few different IPs. We've got the is it Luffy? The One Punch figure. That's a little bit of a different thing that Hot Toys has done there. So that'll be interesting to see. Is that a figure that is a small batch that gets sold out and goes up in price? Is it something that might sit around? I don't really know anything about One Punch. I know you're all shocked, so please, I hope you're sitting down when I said that. But yeah, as I said, for me, Wanda's the big one because I want to upgrade the Scarlet Witch in my A-Force, and Age of Ultron Wanda I'll have to find a new home for her because once I've got that Endgame one, that is very much what's going to go in the A-Force. Joker, Indian, Captain Jack on order for me. I really want the Flash too, though. Interesting. Do you want it at retail or at discount? Because I feel like for me, I I probably want it more on discount than at retail because I don't, as I said, I'm not the hugest fan of Ezra. I just, yeah. The movie I didn't mind, but Ezra as a person, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Just sent you a link for Mr. Freeze. Hope it works out. Oh, thank you. I will check that out whenever this mega stream is done because I've still got a Batcycle to unbox and a Drifter to show, but this is my last slide, so we are getting very close to the unboxing. So if you've been here for 2 hours waiting for the unboxing, I appreciate you. You're an awesome. But thank you, Philly. I really appreciate that. Yikes, I have 4 possible releases from this list. I'm secretly hoping for delays. My pocket ain't ready. Well, I mean, this is the thing, like, because wasn't there, sorry, Star Wars peeps, was it Darth Revan that came out like 6 months early? So, take the release dates with a pinch of salt. Like, who knows what will come out? Like, the estimated releases and what Howard does could be 2 very different things. So, hopefully the figure gods are kind to your wallet. I got Modern Batman and The Flash on pre-order. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and I mean, it'll be interesting to see which figure from the Flash line comes out first. Do they lead with the Keaton Batman? Because sometimes there's no rhyme or reason as to which figure gets released first. Sometimes it's not the what is it? The lead character? I was going to say titular. I don't even know if that's a word. I'm making up words now because it's now Saturday morning. Wow, I'm really out of it. Hopefully this unboxing goes well, guys. I'm losing it. I hope for delay so I can buy other figures that I'm chasing here 5-6 months later at a retail shop. Really? Yeah, well, no, it's true because I've spoken to Anthony at Figure Posing Channel because he's in the Netherlands as well, and I've genuinely been shocked because I thought Australia got things latest. But you guys in Europe, you get things a lot later. Like, I feel like I had some figures like Yelena, and then it was months later till Anthony got his. So, it is what it is. You're doing pretty good for one band soloist, right? Goodness. Thank you. I appreciate that because there are moments where I'm like, what am I doing? Just nattering onto myself. But people keep watching, so thank you. Appreciate everyone that's here. As Carlos would say, if you feel so inclined, a like is always appreciated. I promoted myself. Go me. I would pay retail for Flash. Just have a lot coming and 3 on the list. Oh, and Christmas. Yeah, right. Christmas. It's that little chestnut. Makes me most of my family's overseas, so Christmas is actually really chill and I don't have to buy for a lot of people, which I like. One Piece. I probably got something wrong, so apologies if Luffy or whatever his name is your favorite thing and I got it wrong. That's just what you should expect on the Helen show. Like, she gets things wrong and she's very unapologetic about things she doesn't know about because I'm just going to be honest. I'm never going to pretend I know about something I know nothing about. So some people would say that's authentic. It would be pretty crazy if those Flash figures dropped before 2025. Yeah, mate, maybe. I mean, I just wonder if the Ahsoka ones would be more the priority, and that is a big line. They announced, what was it? It was like more than a dozen figures from Ahsoka. They really went deep there. I'd love Endgame Wanda to come sometime soon, but I don't think so. I feel like they're gonna maybe have a little bit of a gap between the artisan figures. Purely speculation. I'd forgotten about that Supergirl from The Flash. Yeah, I mean, and remember they cancelled Young Barry. The controversial cancellation. I need to pre-order while still available. Well, that's the thing. This is, I think, one of the biggest lessons from 2024. Like, pre-order, and that's my regret because things like Bane, I should have pre-ordered because if I changed my mind, pop culture lets you just move your deposit onto another pre-order. So that's on me and lesson learned. I will not make these mistakes again in the new year. Saturday morning Australia, it's 4 p.m. here in the UK. Yeah, it's 12:15 a.m. I'm on the west coast of Australia, so on the east coast it's 3:16 a.m. So yeah, it is very much Saturday. It's Luffy from One Piece and One Punch Man from One Punch. I'll take your word for it, Mitchell, because I really don't know. Thank you for like, absolutely correct me on stuff, people. I am not precious or whatnot. I'd rather get the things right and be told because, as I said, if it's not something of interest to me, it doesn't really stick in my mind. Great stream. Don't mind you're taking a minute to the unboxing the bats. Well, I mean, there was so much news. There was so much newsy news. That was my last slide, I think. I hope. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to I'm going to leave the slides off. I'm going to take a quick water break, and then I'm going to show you the drifter and the Batcycle, and let's see how close to 3 hours I get again. Hello, it's me. We got through the news in a long time, even though there's just one of me. But you guys have been so great with the comments. My goodness. As I say, whenever I do these streams on my own, there's always that thing of like, what if there's no one in the chat? What if there's nothing to bounce off? But you guys have been awesome. So thank you to everyone who's been here and chatting with me and keeping me going. Because even sometimes I'm like, oh, I feel really tired. Can I do this? And then I'm always buzzing after these streams. So I appreciate everyone. Keep doing what you're doing. Remember to breathe and keep hydrated, right? Well, I mean, and it's summer here as well. So definitely it was quite a warm day today here in Perth. You know more than a lot of individuals I've come across on streams. Well, thanks. I mean, I do also try to stick to my lane on things, but sometimes you got to talk about the guy from the Clone Wars that came out to keep the Star Wars happy. So, last week I showed you guys Drifter Bruce. I'm just going to take the comment off. I love these long Friday streams. Helps get through the workday. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm doing my best to entertain people while Collectors Unite is on hiatus. So, this is the Topo set. It's with the Hot Toys Bruce Wayne head sculpt. And this is the stock body that came with the Topo clothing set. And I'll be honest with you, the ankles are incredibly weak. I posed this without the stand and it did topple over, but thankfully I caught Bruce and no head sculpts were harmed in the making of this Kit Bash figure. But yeah, the ankles were, for a brand new body, were really concerning. So I don't know if I'll stick with this body or if I'll do something with the ankles. I think people have said you can maybe, is it nail polish that you can put on the ball joints, or you can use some tape. But anyway, I also like stands, so it'll either be on the stand or on the Batcycle. Haven't made my mind up. But this is the figure stock standard, so it does have a bit of bulk to it, and I did look at a reference photo of Robert Pattinson, and you can see that outfit is pretty bulky. The things I want to do is I do want to do a bit of a water treatment on the pants, because they are a bit sort of baggy at the bottom, just to get them sort of sitting in a bit nicer. I might do the same for the hoodie. I'll try to get him in a bit closer. Are you going to focus on my mate? Focus on our Pats. Don't focus on me. Let me hide behind him. So, I did find that the hoodie does sit quite nicely on the Hot Toys head sculpt, but I think I may do a little bit of water on it. I don't know that I will use the wires because I feel like it doesn't sit too badly on the Hot Toys head sculpt. I know the InArt one is a little bit smaller, but for the Hot Toys sculpt, I think the hoodie looks pretty good just out of the box how it came out. And then the last thing I want to do is I will weigh down the backpack, which is something I think we spoke about last week. Like, the backpack does have like a foam cutout for the shape, but it sits a bit high. So I will put some items of some description just to weigh it down and have it a little bit more natural looking. But I did put all of the layers in. I used the grey shirt, the button-up shirt, the hoodie. Very easy to get on. The hands with the wraps look really nice. So yeah, I think out of the box, looking pretty good. Just got to make, as I said, probably those 3 minor adjustments are what I'm thinking. And then I'll be pretty happy with the Drifter. So I think the set is sold out on kit, but someone last week said there might be more stock coming in January. So keep an eye out. There's also a present toy set. I can't speak to that one. I don't own that. I haven't seen it. There's probably reviews on it. But yeah, Topo, I've got a few of their products. I've been super happy with them. And yeah, I think it works quite well with the Hot Toys head sculpt. I'm quite happy with the way this hood is sitting. Maybe do a little bit of water treatment on it. I'll see how I feel. But for the most part, would recommend. Very happy with the Drifter. So that's out of the way. Oh, and quickly, Kate Bishop from Bobby. Amazing. I don't know if this is going to... Look at that. I couldn't... Like, Bob is just the nicest, most generous person you'll ever meet. So, Bob, I appreciate you. This is amazing. I can't wait to put this on Kate and see the difference it makes. It's going to look very cool. Comments. Some blue tack could help. Yeah, I mean, I think people have used nail polish and maybe like some, is it plumber's tape that people have said you can use on the ankles? But I just, yeah, as I said, like for a brand new body, it's like those ankles just have no strength. It's not great. Use PTFE tape on the ankle joints. Is that the same as the plumber's tape? A few people have suggested that to me. I'm in Perth. You're in Queensland. So 2 hours time difference. So Ash is at 2:30 a.m. So you're doing well to still be awake. I hope to be asleep at 2:30 a.m. Wow. Tina's talent has always come through, right? Like it's a beautiful sculpt. I feel very lucky. I feel very lucky to have this Bob. So thank you. It's going to look awesome on Kate. And I don't have to worry about her ponytail getting in the way of the quiver. So thank you. Way too kind. And hopefully my package to you arrives in 2024. I hope, I pray. So whenever I do this, I never feel like I have enough room on my desk. So I'm going to move the mic, and if you can't hear me well or whatnot, let me know. I'm just trying to make a little bit of room for the Batcycle. I'm going to take a quick break first. Nowhere to hide on these solo streams. So the Batcycle is in the house from Pop Culture. And as I said, this box is smaller than a quarter scale figure, which surprised me because my other experiences with vehicles are things like Tumblers, the 89, the Bat Pod, and they're pretty significant boxes. So this is very space friendly. So if you like Battinson and you're like, don't have a lot of space for vehicles, pretty sure this fits in a DTOF. So I don't think you can get more space friendly than a vehicle that fits in a DTOF. So we've got the packaging, pretty consistent with what we saw with the Battinson figure itself. So, sorry, unpackaging noises. I think this is a slipcover. Yay. If I was more professional, I'd have another camera and you guys would have better views of stuff, but I don't. This is what it is. It's authentic unboxing. So, got a bit of artwork on the box. That's very cool. It's very nice. You could do something with that if you so desired. The Batman. Got a nice picture of the Batcycle, and I'm assuming it's the figure. Where did I open this? Oh no, I didn't open it. I just looked through the plastic. I'm like looking for something to be open and it's not, but comes prepared. So it's quite interesting. There's not a lot of parts to this, so I don't think there's a huge deal of assembly, but I do think you have to clip in things like the handles and stuff to the bike. So apologies if this makes hideous noises. Like, it is what it is. Authentic unboxing. Yeah, I really should have thought my room out better doing a vehicle unboxing, but it is what it is. That's dope. And that's just the box, right? It's very cool. Hello. Are you getting the new John Wick figure? Lots of folk bashing the head sculpt online, but it looks good to me. Yeah, I am getting it. I'm getting the exclusive version from Sideshow because John Wick needs all the guns. And I like the head sculpt too. I really don't understand people hating on it. I always say that the blogger photos, take them with a grain of salt. Take it as a sign that the figure's been released. Appreciate the posing. But look at the in-hand footage, because I looked at some in-hand footage from 6 scale. I think it's Kawu. I looked at the Figure Hideout hasn't done an English review, which surprised me, but he's got a review on his Chinese language channel, and I watched the footage on that, and he looks good to me. I have absolutely no complaints. So yeah, we talked about that quite a bit last week, and I wasn't alone. A lot of other people in the chat were quite happy with John as well. So I don't know. I never know. Is it people just jumping to conclusions based on the blogger photos? Is it people that aren't getting it and trying to justify not getting it? Like, I don't understand, because I feel like almost every figure that comes out, it doesn't look like this person. Oh, it's Temu, it's this, it's that. And I'm like, well, why do you buy these? Why do you collect them? Like, if they're as bad as you say they are, why are you spending your hard-earned money on something that you think is an inferior product? I don't understand this mentality. Hello there. Hey, Often. How are you? Helen needs came with John Wick. Don't you start, Keith. I told you. 3 John Wicks. That's my display. Don't start. I saw a repaint of it. Wow, there is definite potential in the sculpt. Yeah, and Bob showed me those pictures. Like, and I mean, I thought it looked good out of the box. I know Bob, you know, roots and sculpts and all the stuff, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a simple girl and I like a lot of stock things. So I'm wondering if there's instructions. No instructions, really? Oh no, there they are. They're hiding from Helen. On the side of the box. I know most people don't like instructions. I like instructions. I'm just gonna maybe take a quick gander, just to see, because I think you just have to kind of clip in the handlebars. So what does Howie Claus tell me in the instructions? So we need to attach the left and right mirrors to the corresponding handles. That's cool. It does say, do not bend the articulation points. Do not excessively bend the articulation points, otherwise the vehicle will be damaged. Do not place the vehicle in areas with high temperature and humidity or direct sunlight for extended amount of time, otherwise it will be damaged. Yeah, well, I mean, I saw that at Echo Base. Those figure stands were just so faded from being in the sun. Has LED light up functions. It takes batteries, but it also has a USB-C connection. So options, that's nice. Why not have both? But it looks like it's the AAA batteries, not the button cells, because, you know, we don't do them in Australia. It has a vehicle stand, and it gives you 2 kinds of options, so you can have it upright or on a bit of a tilt, which is cool. I like that it's got a little display base for it, because with the Bat Pod, you just have these sort of red pins that sit in the tire and stop them from moving, whereas this has a proper display stand. So let's start there. We've got 2 of these acrylic stands. So one is for having the vehicle upright, the other one's for having it on that bit of a tilted look, like it's parked. And it's really cool. It's engraved. They have the Batman. I hope you can see that. Let me know if you can't. It's got the Batman etched in on the acrylic. Both of them have that, which is very cool. As we say, it's the little details. So yeah. The Terry Sideshow footage makes me happy. Looks amazing. Is that about John Wick Philly? I think he looks great, and I love the magnetic vest is cool, and the wires in the jacket is very cool. What's not to like? I'm happy with my John Wick overall. Some are too quick to judge. This is what gets me, and I mean, maybe I'm just too harsh with things, but I'm just like, you know, people put out a lot of content on YouTube, and I can understand, you know, you need the watch time and all that. But people make videos when they don't have the figure in hand and they have no intent of buying the figure, and they make these great declarations. And I'm like, for me, if you're not looking at it in your hand, your opinion isn't that important to me, because I want to hear from someone who has the figure in their hands. Like, what are they seeing? What That's the opinion that means the most to me. So I'm just becoming so much more selective with what I watch. And as I say, I want the opinions of people who have it. And if you don't have it, like, sure, but I'm not going to base a decision on your views on blogger photos, which we all know is, they can not be great at times. Justice of Kane, no, you can have all the Justice of Kane. I just don't need it in my collection. I need to pick up this Batcycle for my inner Batman. Well, it's on sale at Pop Culture, so they have it reduced, and then they had a Black Friday sale, which was a further 20% off. But check, because they also had a separate sale, which was 15% off what they call the Space Hoggers figures, which this now is part of. So, could still get it at a good price. Never thought of picking this up, but now I do. Well, I'd love to add a Drifter motorcycle for the Drifter figure, yeah. And that's something I think's a bit underrepresented in 1/6 is motorcycles, because how many people want, like, Harley Davidsons, either for a Terminator or Black Widow or Cap? I know Big W in Australia at one point had 1/6 motorcycles, and I've got a black and red one, which you can't see, which my Batwoman is on. And I wish I bought more of them, because oh, look, it's my little furry friend, Shuri. I wish I'd bought more of them, because I just think they're a good accessory, and again, very space friendly. So, Helen, because we have crazy kids that eat them. Yeah, the button cell batteries, right? Oh, really? I don't know if you heard Shuri and her little sigh. She's generally very quiet, but no, she's doing some stuff. What are you going to do, kiddo? We've got a Batcycle to unbox. So, they were the stands. Very cool, very cool. It's interesting because the Batcycle is, like, wrapped in some material, so that's nice. So then I'll get the less exciting things out of the way. We've got the little mirrors, so the side mirrors. And, oh, they're reflective. They're actually little mirrors. I can see myself in them. That's cool. Very nice. Not just plastic. They're actually, like, reflective. That's nice. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, I'll try to hold this up. So you can, I hope you can see that. There's like a black fabric behind the Batcycle in the clamshell. That's cool. So yeah, not a lot of pieces, so not a lot of assembly required, which is very nice. So let me get the Batcycle out and we'll take a looky look. So yeah, just this. I'm not complaining. I think that's great. So the wheels do spin. So this is the Batcycle. I do love that the front of it, like, it looks like the bat. Little pointed bits. But yeah, we've got the headlight, we've got the wheels spin. We've got some movement there, but like the wheels do look like, they don't look new. They look like they're used, which I like. We all like a bit of weathering, and even looking at some bits there in the sort of paint application. I hope you can see that. There's a bit of, they've made it look used, which I love. I think that's nice. You don't want it to look all pristine because, he's riding around on the bike, like it's going to get dirty, it's going to get used and abused because, he's kicking through all the villains. So you got the seat there. I'm just gonna, the handlebars are attached. We just have to put the mirrors. Where is a wonderful question. Why did I close the instructions? That was silly. And let me use one of these stands. So, okay, so you've got, I'm assuming that's where the stand goes. Oh, yeah, cool. So under the bike there, you've got that horizontal beam, and that's where you can just pop your acrylic stand underneath. Yeah. Just sits in there quite, so it doesn't really clip in place, it more just sits. But I'm sorry, can't see this, but it feels very steady in the acrylic base. Like, I'm not gonna lie, even though it doesn't clip in, it's upright, it's there, looking good. If you have questions, let me know. Oh, it clips into the handlebars, really? That's not typical of motorbikes, is it? I always thought they were above. Or am I making... I could be making stuff up. Let me know. Do I ride motorbikes? No. I have a Greek mum. Like, God, I wasn't even allowed roller skates. I wasn't going to have a motorbike. Okay, and the instructions do tell you left and right. So that's always appreciated. That doesn't feel right for the mirrors to be in the handles. Is that really accurate? Like, like to motorbikes, I know the Batcycle can be whatever it wants, but this just doesn't feel like that's how it should be. Because what, with such a small little bit of plastic, and I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of like going, you know, how far do you push this? Because you don't want to break it, but then it feels like you do have to kind of wiggle them in place a little bit. Otherwise, they're super loose, because I just popped one in and it just popped straight out. So, interesting times. But I think I've got the mirrors there. If that is how it's meant to be. That feels like it's a funky design. I don't... Is that seriously how it's meant to be? I think it is. That just seems... Maybe I've not pushed them in enough, because they just seem to be in a very odd position. So, as I say, I get very nervous about breaking things, because, you know, these things cost a lot of money. So that might be something I need to look at, is how far do I need to... How far do we push them in, Shuri? Do you know? Can you call Bruce Wayne and ask? Can you call Robert Pattinson and tell him that your mum wants to know about the mirrors on his Batcycle? Could you be a doll and do that? No? You want to climb underneath the sofa? Okay. You do you, Shuri. I thought you were coming to help me with the stream, but I was mistaken. Yeah, I don't... So I feel like I've kind of wiggled them as much as they want to go. Like, I don't think they can go in much more than what I've got them. So I'll hold it up to kind of show you front on. So this is what we're looking at. Is that right? Sure. Okay, mate. You do you. That's what we're kind of looking at. I don't know. Is that right? Like, I can... That feels like they're in a very funky position. Like, I don't know how much that's helping you if you're riding a motorcycle. So if I have these wrong, do not feel, do not be backwards back coming forwards and being like, no, dude, you've done this wrong. But that's pretty much how I'm sure you're meant to attach them. But anyway, I think this is really cool. And I definitely think you can fit this in a detoff, maybe diagonally. But we've got some nice details there. Do I know parts of motorcycles to give you accurate names? No, of course I don't. I just know the Batman movie. I think it looks really nice. As I said, very, very space-friendly vehicle. Would look cool with the drifter. Can we get the drifter on? Let's see. Let's see. Should we give that a go? But yeah, I really like this acrylic stand. I think it's just very subtle as well. Being acrylic, it's not some big eyesore thing that's gonna take, you know, take away from the figure and how you've got it posed. So I'll just quickly catch up on the chat. Thanks for the info. I'll look into it. I recently assembled the Drifter set from Topo and the quality is amazing. I'm very satisfied with it. Yeah, it's a great outfit set. Just could have done with better ankles on that body. I was hoping they'd have the Battle Hopper on sale at Pop Culture, but alas. I don't know what that is, but wait long enough. Pop Culture. Things that are not that old are getting reduced in price at Pop Culture. Like, I think I said this last week, like the New Days of Future Past Wolverine and the Mark V Iron Man suit up. Like, they've not been out that long. They're all reduced. Weird placement into the handlebars for the mirrors. Yeah. Okay, so it's not just me. It just doesn't feel like that's... If you're riding a motorcycle, having, like, mirrors out here, I always thought they were kind of more up, so you... in your field of vision, whereas this just doesn't feel like it's practical in any way. The mirrors go on the end of the handlebars. Okay, maybe I didn't get it wrong. Congrats, it's a beautiful piece. What's great about it is you can try different figures on it and have fun. Try Captain Marvel. Oh, well, I mean, Captain Marvel goes with everything. So, yeah, I should put Captain Marvel on there. Mirrors are on the wrong side. Swap them around. Really? Oh, okay, so they meant to... Okay. Now I've got to wiggle them out, which is stressful. Hang on. Because, yeah, they were pointed down. So maybe that's why I've gone wrong. They need to be pointed up. Yeah, I really... I feel like this is a point of where you could break it. So I'm being a little bit gentle with this. Because I tried them the other way around and it didn't feel like they wanted to go in. And it just popped out. They were sitting really... Like on the one side, I'm not quite sure that it's... Maybe I'm just not being forceful enough with it. Oh no, here we go, here we go. I just need to be more forceful with things. I think that looks better. Are we right? We think that's... But still, it feels like an odd position. I always thought motorcycles had more... Tell me why I keep putting away the instructions. Like, why am I just not making life easy for myself? Because it's almost 1 AM and I'm not thinking straight, obviously. Instructions are your friend. See, I thought I had them right the first time because it makes it look like the connector bit is at the top of the mirror. Whereas now I've swapped them. They're like at the bottom of the mirror. So I feel like I'm going to have to look at someone's video or photos to get this right. Should be slightly above the handles. No, like that's... You're meant to clip them in there. Mid-side, okay. This is all the stuff I don't know. I don't study this stuff, but I think it's super interesting that people do. I thought they sit above the handles. No, they clip into the handlebars. Like, that is definitely what the instructions are telling me to do. Attach the right and left side mirrors to the corresponding handles. And then there's, like, literally... Like, you put them into the handlebars. Which I feel like is not what would conventionally be what you do with the motorcycle. But I guess this is... Because I don't know where else you would put them. because there's nowhere else obvious to me that you would. But I think the way I had them before was right. I can always swap it after. That's fine. I had Black Widow on it fighting Infinity Ultron in What If. Love that bike. Okay. It's cool, real mirrors, not just plastic. I love the details. Yeah, I would have totally thought it would be just like a sticker or something, but no, it's like a mirror. Spot on. Okay, so you're saying this is spot on, JB, the way I've got it now? Because I feel like in the picture, it looked like it was the other way around. Yeah, Dark Knight Archives agrees with me. You had them. I thought so. I thought I did. You're right. It's a cafe racer style motorcycle. Okay, all right. Not a rev head by any stretch. So, all right. I'll quickly swap them back because yeah, when I looked at the picture from Hot Toys, it looks like the mirror from the handle bit because the handle sits like that. It's meant to be like that, not like that. Like the handle's meant to sit at the high point, not the low point. So that's okay. We're all learning together. It's yeah, and it goes in a bit easier with that. So we're informative, we're educational. When you all buy this on sale at Pop Culture, you know how to do this. That's all great. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave that message up saying I was right because I don't often get told that. So I'm gonna. So okay, so this is the right way. That's interesting. I mean, I have to be. I don't see a lot of motorcycles in my life, so that's. But guys, I really like this. I think it's super cool. As I say, I wish I had a better setup here, but should we try to put the drifter on him? Should we see if that works? Got old mate. Parts. I won't do anything crazy and ostentatious, but I think the one thing about the pants being so baggy is you can very easily get him in like a seated pose. Like these clothes, you've got a lot of room. You can definitely get him on the bike. Where's he meant to sit? What are his legs meant to do? I don't know. I don't post figures on motorcycles, but I'm just going to quickly bump him in, and then afterwards people can tell me I didn't post him accurately, and that's fine. We're just going to see what the aesthetic is like. Don't judge me. It's Christmas. Be nice. No, I'm just talking to myself in a delirious state. Because I kind of assume there's like some little pegs here that's where his legs are meant to go. But as I say, this is just a quick popping him on the bike for aesthetic. Our drifter. Hello. Do not fall. For the love of God, do not fall on me. Looks cool. Look at that. Get it in the frame, Helen, so they can look. I like it. So yeah, you could totally, like, this is the thing, like the outfit is, doesn't restrict articulation at all. So you can definitely have him, the pants, like so much room to move. You can have him easily sitting and even, you know, good crunch on the body. The clothes are not restricting him at all. So you can definitely get him on there. To say, I'm just not sure, because the other 6-scale motorbike I had has very obvious like foot pedals, so I kind of knew where the feet go, but on this it's a little bit different. Bobby D. Yes, the mirror swoops down from the handle. Never saw one like that. Yeah, me neither. I don't know. Oh, I was right. I'm just going to show all the messages that said I was right, because I need this win at like 1 a.m. in the morning. Oh, Benjamin's got all the facts. 650cc, cafe racer style motorcycle, mirror rides in a lower profile. Okay, we're all learning about the motorcycles. That's cool. Sweet. fire. It is fire. Dang, I need this bike. Well, I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to get it because I think it looks very cool. Looks cool, yeah. And I mean, even if that 15% off Space Hogger sale isn't on, if you've bought from Pop Culture before, they will let you use your reward points even if a figure is discounted, which I do all the time. And that's the thing, like, because I shop from them regularly, I've got quite a few reward points there. I'm just trying to work out how his feet should be going, because there's nothing that seems obvious to me as a foot pedal, but that's not saying much because, as we've all learnt, not a motorcycle expert. Or maybe, could we... Yeah, this outfit is really good for articulation, so I'm just gonna bend the legs a bit because I just want to show you this. I really like this. This is a cool combo. You've got R-Pats, you got the bike, and this is the thing, because if you're like, I think that Batman suit is probably a bit more posable than others, but if you were like, I want to keep that pristine, like, the Drifter is a great way. You can have him doing something cool on the bike with the Drifter look, and then you can have the Batman figure just looking a little bit more stoic in a character pose with maybe holding one of his accessories or just standing there looking badass. So, it's great. Cafe Racer. Yeah, I'm learning what that is. That's awesome. They didn't let me stack on pennies with the 20% off. No, they don't. So if they've got a site-wide discount, they won't. But if they have reduced a figure in price, they will still let you do a discount on that. So for example, I wanted a second Yelena, so they had reduced it to $2.99, and then I could put a $50 off on top of that. So if you've got 20% off, I mean, mate, if you want to just stack pennies on the 20% off sale, like, you just want them for free. And then not only that, do you want them to come and clean your house as well? Like, come on, we got to be reasonable with this stuff. Like, Pop Culture is not Sideshow. They're not giving away stuff for free. You know, they're probably paying a lot more than what Sideshow is paying to get their figures directly from Hot Toys. So I think I have to give them that one. I think to expect a site-wide 20% off sale and rewards on top, I think we're being a little bit cheeky with that. We're being cheeky, Shuri. Yeah, he sits on it really nicely. I just kicked his legs back a bit. Like, the bike might be idling and he's just sitting back. I don't even know. Should he be sitting more forward than that? More back? But yeah, this is a nice combo. Topo Drifter, Batcycle, and a cat named Shuri. What more do you want on a Saturday morning in Australia? So yeah, as I say, probably not posed him the best, but I think it looks so good. Yeah, this has a lot of potential for this. And yeah, as I say, I'm just gonna, definitely this backpack needs to be weighted down. Oh my god. I always had grand dreams that, like, Shuri would just sit on that armchair and sleep, but she never does. So what is she gonna do? I don't know. I don't know what she's gonna do. She's a law unto herself. But yeah, as I say, acrylic stand, super secure. I love this. I think it's a great vehicle. Looks cool. Not a lot of assembly, but just get the mirrors on the right way and be confident in your choice. And yeah, I think with the Drifter, it's really nice. Goodness, what are you doing, child? I don't know. I get nervous when she jumps up on stuff. Looks great. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Yeah, Shuri. She's a monkey. What can I do? But I think I've said before, like, if I close the door, she claws at it and gets anxious, and I don't like upsetting her. So the bonus of me is you get Shuri, who's now clawing at a mirror, because I don't know why. You tell me. Looks pretty dope. I think so too. As I said, this vehicle, I think I got it for something like $330 Australian. which is 200 and something US. In the pop culture sale, like it got to me pretty quickly. I was very impressed. Like it was meant to come Wednesday or Thursday. It arrived on Monday. Topo Drifter, I really like that as well. And I think, you know, at first I thought the pants were a bit baggy, but I think that works really well if you're going to put him on the Batcycle. You can get a lot of bend in these legs, no problem. The suit will not inhibit it. Even with all the clothing layers, because it's got a t-shirt, a button shirt, the hoodie, and the sort of puffy jacket. Can get a lot of bend in the torso, looks really nice. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm glad I picked this up. I was late to the Battinson party, as you all know. But I'm in now, so I'll post a photo on Instagram when I set up my shelf in the Detolf. So I will have the Batcycle and the Drifter and Batman. I'm just waiting to get some custom decals for some display stands, because I know it comes with that base. I'm using the same base over here, but I like getting custom decals for these older oval style display bases. So I've ordered a couple with the Batman 2022 logo on it. So I'm hoping I get them before Christmas. I don't know, because they've got to come. I'm pretty sure they're coming from the US. So that might take a little bit of time. Oh, typo. That looks pretty dope. Yeah, I think so too. I think it looks great. So I don't know if there's any questions on the Topo set or the Batcycle before I sign off, because, you know, we're hitting that magical 3-hour mark, which is what I do apparently. So I will look to log off soon if there's not much more that you guys want to know. We need Hot Toys to officially announce the 2022 Batmobile, right? I mean, we had the teaser, but no vehicle. And I mean, I don't know if they're waiting for the sequel. I mean, it could be a different car in the sequel. We don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is there, but I mean, it's like the God, what's Michael Keaton's character in Homecoming? Is it this? I keep thinking of third-party figure names, and I'm like, that's not what they're called. But they showed that, right? And how many things do they tease and they don't make them? Ryder's position as is, his left foot would be planted on the ground while leaning slightly on his left side. The left leg supports the bike. Okay. See, and this is where I need to look into some reference pictures and stuff. Like when I get a new figure, I like to rewatch the movie, and I try to make a note of things that I notice either with the outfit or the posing. And yeah, people who know things about motorbikes will definitely have great intel. So yeah, thank you for those tips. I'm definitely going to make a note of that. Is it both battery and USB? Yeah, I mean, that's what the instructions tell me. Like the instructions say it takes AAA batteries, but then it also has USB-C. So by DC power, connect USB power cable into recommended USB source, then connect the other end to USB port on the product. USB cable is not included. But yeah, you can see AAA batteries, and you've got the USB-C option. So, I mean, it would be great if they continue this trend. Give people the option. Like, if people want to use batteries, great. But if people want to, wire these up, let them do it. Like, I just think having that flexibility is a great thing. So, is there anything else of note that I think you need to know? Not really. We talked about the stand. Oh, there's a spring feature. Oh, and it also says warning. Footrest is fragile. Do not apply excessive force, otherwise the accessory will be damaged. Okay. So this little, funny, I was wondering. So this little, I don't know if you can really see it. This little round peg type thing, that's the footrest. Okay. Because the other 6-scale bike I have, it has a much bigger footrest. Whereas that, yeah. Careful, kids. Don't drop the acrylic stand. Don't do that. Don't do that when you're live on YouTube. Because I keep thinking the stand goes like that, but it goes horizontally. So give me a moment to pick that up, because I don't want to put on the tilted one, because I don't want the drifter to then go flying and then you're like, why am I watching this woman who just drops stuff on YouTube? So yes, not vertical, horizontal. That's how we want to. So yeah, easy peasy, not much assembly required, just the stand, just the handlebars, so that's fun. Scenes from the film definitely help with posing figures. Yeah, I agree. And you just get a sense of how characters move. And again, this is where I've learnt so much from like Anthony at Figure Posing Channel, particularly when it comes to like female characters, and he really talks about like different hip movements, like particularly characters like Nebula and Black Widow. And when you can get some of those things right, the figures just look so much better for it. Like you just, and I mean, there was that Scarlett Johansson teaser. Did you guys see that? I didn't, because I don't watch trailers and stuff, but Bob sent it to me. I hope there's more Black Widow. I love her. That's pretty cool. They need to do that more often. Or alternate posing position, both legs planted on the ground. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll do something like that, like have him sitting there and have both legs on the ground. Let me just quickly see. I think that would be possible. I don't, because as I say, this suit is very easy to... Ooh, doesn't quite have the height, unfortunately, because of the stand, I think. Let me... Yeah, these legs are not long enough, so... That's a bummer. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work for me, I'm afraid, because here you can see having the legs kind of straight doesn't have enough height to have it. But that was a nice idea. I like that idea. But this is also when I look at people who are better content creators than me, and I'm a real nerd. I'll like screenshot poses in videos or collection tours that I'm like, oh, I'm stealing that. That's nice. So yeah, we'll work out something with Old Mate Drifter. But for the meantime, he's looking very cool. I'm not gonna lie. Don't come at me next week and say I enabled you. That was your own independent choice if you decide that you're going to invest in these beautiful things. Let me... No complaints. Very happy. One last look at the Batcycle, at the Topo Drifter. Posed horribly. Don't judge me on the posing. This is just a rough sitting him on there to give you guys an idea of the aesthetic and how it looks. So, yeah, horribly posed. No judgment. Judgment-free zone. It's 1 a.m. Don't be so hard on me. I've been streaming for 3 hours on my own, because where's Joelle? Where's Christian? Like, wonderful question. I don't know, probably asleep in their beds while I stream on my own. Anyways. Drifter, 2 thumbs up. Batcycle, 2 thumbs up. Love it. Stream next week confirmed. Look, I did say earlier that I am waiting for the 89 Deluxe to come in. It's estimated to come in Wednesday or Thursday next week. So I can unbox and do some figure chat again next week if people want me to. Let me know. So I could do that, because I don't know what's happening with Collectors Unite. You probably know as much as I do. So I have no idea. My guesstimate at this stage would be I'd be surprised if we do another if we're back before Christmas. I just can't really see that happening at this point in time. But, I mean, as I say, I'm happy to jump on, try to fill in the gap. I didn't think I'd be doing it every week, but, I mean, I did last week, I did this week. Because my thing is, if I've got an unboxing, I've at least kind of got something I can talk through, because I wasn't doing the figure news to start with, but now I am, because I don't feel like there's a lot of streams that are on at this time. So I'm like, okay, I can talk about stuff all the time. So it is what it is. Yeah, it's a great figure, great bike. I'm very happy. I just need to work on a display. See you next week then. Yeah, I guess so. So let's hope pop culture and Australia Post do me a solid. I've also got an order coming in from Toy Anxiety, so I can potentially unbox that. And hopefully these are my last figure purchases for this year. Who knows what'll happen, but yeah, we've had a lot of figure purchases in the last 6 weeks, but no regrets because these things look awesome. Very happy. I did a little bit of side-eye on the R-Pats because that was the photo I sort of found online for him. So I will keep tweaking the display. As I said, keep an eye out on my Instagram. I will share whatever my final or first iteration of the display is. 89 2.0 is a great figure. I opted for the standard version. Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, if you don't have space or desire for the diorama base, fair enough. My grand plan is to put it in here with the DX9, and then the new 89 will go in this display. So I wanted it just to give a little bit of visual interest. So with the vehicles, I've tried to have a pretty simple display, but when I put the armory with the Tumbler and Bruce, I was like, oh, having one like background piece, I kind of liked that. So for the 89, that'll be the gargoyle bags. For the camo tumbler, I do not know. That's still a work in progress, and I will get there one day. I'm just going to read these last few comments. See you next week. Yeah, I mean, I've just committed to that, haven't I? I've enjoyed your stream. Thank you, Gilbert. Appreciate that. Thanks for dropping by. Great stream as always. Thank you. Hopefully I'll catch you live some other time. If not, I'll catch the replay. Thank you for awesome streams and for doing what I say. You're welcome. I mean, I hope your rehab continues to go well. As I say, I don't know how often or this will be, but as I say, next week, if the 89's arrived, I'll pop on. We'll do some figure news. We'll do an unboxing. We'll hang out, and if people are live or on the replay, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Love the global streams that are not so American centric. Keep it up. Yeah, I mean. And that's why I loved Collectors Unite, because I think we're all from quite different parts of the world and a different view on things. And I enjoy the variety of voices from different areas, like not just listening to everyone from the US. You know, I'm biased because I'm an Australian. Got to save space for the Dark Knight Rises armory. Oh, don't. You're like Bob. Bob's trying to convince me to buy that too. Thanks for the fun Friday chat. Thank you. And thank you, Bobby, for Kate Bishop. My goodness, if you missed it, I got the most amazing gift this week from the nicest guy in collecting and the patron saint of rooted head sculpts, Bob Dylan. Kate Bishop, absolutely love it. Cool figure. She-Hulk derived recipe today, and wow, what a figure. I didn't pre-order. And now I'm trying to find one again because I'm a fool. Yeah, and have you seen what Bob's done to his She-Hulk? He's got it looking amazing. He's made the outfit a little bit more comic accurate. So yeah, She-Hulk's another one I've got to chase. And as I said, for the love of God, pre-order stuff. Like, don't make my mistake. Agree, Anthony. Great stream. Have a great day. Stay safe. You too. Thank you, Dark Knight Archives. Love a Dark Knight fan. Just finished work. We'll watch replay. Yeah, it's 10 past 1 and Helen needs to go to sleep because I think around half an hour ago, like my articulation, how articulate I am, I don't even know, it went downhill. Like I sound like a drunk person, but I haven't had a drink all the good times. So, oh wow. One quick question, is Christian Toy Hideout on YouTube? No, he's not. Do you mean Figure Hideout? No, that's not Christian. Christian, he does have a YouTube channel. I think it is literally Christian Detour or Christian Detour Collects. And he's got his travel vlog from when he went to China to meet Joao and maybe some League of Legends videos. But no, he's not Figure Hideout. I'm assuming you mean Figure Hideout. I don't know if there's a Toy Hideout. Maybe. I don't know. Bob Dylan, you're the man. He is. And I will fight anyone who says otherwise. And I'm an Australian, so you don't want to fight me. And I have Greek heritage. You definitely don't want to fight me. Have a good morning, hell, until next week. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you dropping by. My bad. No, all good. All good. No, Christian, just does streaming, doesn't do reviews and things like that. So, um, we all contribute in different ways. No apologies. It was a good idea. It's just, I had the same thing with my Bat Lady, from So Toys, and that's quite a short figure, and yeah, I'll make it work. I will rewatch the movie, and I will get some kind of inspo, and I'll also probably look at what people have done in their reviews and steal someone's awesome pose. Figure hideout, cool. No, all good. All right, guys, I can't believe it. 3 hours again. I thought I'd get it done in 2, but I didn't. So appreciate it. I know some of you guys have been here for the beginning, so well done. It's a good innings to hang with me for 3 hours, because I don't think I did that well this time. But thank you very much. As I said, if I get things in time, I will be back with the 89 Batman Deluxe next week. If not, I'll be back at some time. As I said, I'll keep doing some solo streams till Collectors Unite is hopefully back. So take care, have a great weekend, and I will see you all soon.